All right, let's do this. Welcome to the first episode of the Global Gang podcast. I am your host, Alec Hunter. Today we are going to be joined by AnthonyJMo, TrevorIsanguard, and TystraDaisetsu. And we are going to talk all things Global Dokkan, all things going on, all things coming up, how you should spend your stones, how you shouldn't spend your stones. If you spend money, none of that's going to count because I'm not going to tell you how to spend your money. Basically, we're just going to kind of hang out for the next hour or two and chit chat. So, without any further delay, let me throw this over to our friend Anthony JMO so he can introduce himself.
What's going on, guys? If you guys don't know who I am already, I've been a really, I wouldn't say recent viewer of Alec. I've been around for a couple months, but we kind of met through a couple of other friends, and I am a consistent Dokkan streamer as it stands, along with the other guys on the panel. Obviously, Alec, Trevor, and Tystra as well. And yeah, so Alec had reached out to me, and he wanted to do a podcast, and I was open to the idea, of course, and now here we are a couple months later. I'm pretty sure, like I said, I'm no stranger. Most of you guys probably know me. If you guys watch me, you definitely watch Alec and everyone else on the panel. So that is my introduction to this. I'll toss it over to Trevor, I guess.
Me? Oh wow. Hey guys, name's Trevor Isengard for people who don't know how to pronounce English. Thanks so much for having me on the show. Appreciate it. I got my Dragon Ball T-shirt, Mountain Dew, ready for this podcast for all things Dokkan. And I've been a Dokkan streamer for shit eight, 9 months now. I don't know, not that long, but pretty long. I don't know a lot about Dokkan, but I'll try my best. And Ty, it's up to you, man.
What is going on, my dudes? It is TystraDaisetsu, and I want to first off by saying thank you to these lovely gentlemen with me for having me with them. That's definitely fantastic. I have been a Dokkan streamer for about a little over a year now, but I have been playing Dokkan for about 3 years. Um, Humble beginnings, of course, and been streaming on Twitch for a while. And yeah, when I was approached with this idea, I was like, this is a fantastic idea for global. So let's get it done. Global boys, global gang.
All right, and I guess
Yay.
that leaves me. I am Alec Hunter. As these guys have told you, it was kind of my idea to bring this thing together. I have been a Dokkan streamer off and on for, is it really almost 2 years now? Oh, geez. Um,
Mhm.
I've been playing Global Dokkan since September or October of 2015. I had an incredibly awesome account that was stolen from me on Christmas Day of 2018. Quit the game for 6 months, came back during the 4 year anniversary, got back into streaming, and met these guys just by looking for my English Dokkan streamers because I got to check those guys out. And I picked, I think, a really good group. I'm really proud of what we've built here so far, and we've barely even started.
Heck yeah.
So thank you guys for
Appreciate you
being a
having
part of
us.
this.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
All right. So how the show works, for the most part, is we go over what's currently glowing, what's currently going on global. Told you guys I haven't had enough coffee yet today. We'll go over what's going on, what's ending soon. You know, what's new. And by new we mean new-ish because nothing's actually brand new right now.
Right.
Um, we'll talk about the current banners. We'll talk about the value of those banners. We'll go over and highlight units that are on the newer banners like the Dragon Ball Heroes and the Rising Dragon Carnival. And then we'll talk about what's coming up. So, for starters, we're going to open up this web browser here. Boom. First thing we're going to talk about is this Extreme Z area, the Android Cell Saga. So this is used to awaken the Goku Gohan and the Vegeta Trunks. And they are very, very good units. If you guys didn't get these during the, was this 350 million download, or was this during the actual 4 year anniversary? I can't remember which one it was.
It was a
This
download.
for was it 300?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
well, whichever one it was. If you guys didn't get it done then, you should get it done now because these units are great. The problem with this is that you've got these limited characters right here. These are literally the only characters you can take into the event. Most of them are free to play, and the best leader, the best free to play leader, is the androids, and they're a pain in the butt grind. But then you are required to have these 4 units on your team, which come from events that are currently going on right now. I know back when this came out, it was a big, stink in the community. People weren't very happy about it. How do you guys feel about this particular style of Extreme Z area?
I hate it personally. I think it's a gate for players, and I don't know. I've never been a huge fan of these type of systems and games in general, but especially when half the units are summonable, and you can't farm half the other ones because they're not active right now. And what are you supposed to do? You're just kind of hands are tied.
Right. I get that. What about you, JMO? How do you feel about this event?
Okay, so I personally didn't really like the change too much. The transition from it being in an event standpoint to an Extreme Z Awaken thing, because I'm pretty sure when it first came out, it was pretty much like every other Extreme Z battle, where you pretty much go through all the 30 levels, and this variant is just kind of a little different than how I remembered. Like, I feel like with a lot of the Extreme Z battles, they were relatively like the farm is relatively the same, no matter how you look at it. But for future change, I think that this is a good start. This is definitely like a step in the right direction in terms of EZAs like this, especially ones that have already been out for so long. I feel like if they did more with this, like surpassing all, for example, if they had switched a lot of the current easy battles to a similar system like how it is with the Extreme Z areas now with the Vegeta, Trunks, and Goku Gohan, it would definitely make for an easier transition over to what's to come, maybe for future Extreme Z battles. Like, everyone's been talking about, if there's ever going to be a potential chance for like an LR Extreme Z battle, like if that were to ever happen, then I could see why they would go with this route in a similar way. But at the same time, I'm still kind of not the biggest fan of it, so it's still hard to adjust just ever so slightly to it. But I think it's still going to be for the better.
All right, and Tystra, do you have anything to add on this one?
I'm kind of with the same on JMO on this. Is that I feel like it's a good concept and I feel like it's a step in a good direction, but the release of it was kind of a little iffy. The one thing I didn't entirely like about it, and I also had this problem with the Spirit Bomb GT Goku, was that you had to beat all these events and then you got to go to it because, like, I can understand where there's that restriction and that you want it to, like, feel good, but at the same time, for most EZAs, like, you didn't need to complete something beforehand. You went in there, you beat the levels, you did what you had to do. I will say though, like, with it having this sort of restriction, it's a challenge, and for me personally, I love being challenged to beat something, with only certain units. So honestly, like, it's a step in the right direction in my opinion, but the initial release wasn't entirely a warm welcome.
Yeah, I can agree with a lot of what you guys say, but I think the main issue with this is that they call it an Extreme Z Awakening for the characters. Now, I don't really view this as too much different than running a Dokkan event like 11 times to Dokkan Awaken a character. I mean, it costs 25 stamina. Some of them are a pain, some of them aren't. This one's super restrictive. That's the one major thing I don't like about this, is how restrictive it is. I do like that they're kind of forcing you to get out of your comfort zone with the super powerful teams and use a couple of other things, but I think this pool of units is just too small.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I do agree.
But I think if they would have called this an Extreme Dokkan Awakening and then not used like the EZA style medals, I think psychologically it would have gone over better. Because the instant any player hears Extreme Z area, you're thinking tons of Kais, tons of orbs, like 30 stones.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Which again, we didn't get any of that stuff. No Kais, no orbs, and nothing.
Yeah, like I
just
think, what did we
levels.
even get out of this? I think it was 4 stones for doing the levels and then 2 more stones for clearing each one 10 times. So it's, I mean, literally it's 10 times. So like to do a Dokkan event, it's like 11 times to get like a primary character from a Dokkan event to get the 77 medals. So at least in that aspect, in my mind, it's not really that much different than just doing a Dokkan event over and over again.
True.
But it is the restriction here, the fact that they called it an Extreme Z Awakening for these units. and that automatically brings the thought of those extra rewards. And then on top of that, you have to spend stamina to do it. I understand why the community got upset, but I personally don't think it's a terrible method for free-to-play characters. Now we already know that on JP they've had this come back for older summonable units that awaken on like those old weekend events. And I really am against the idea of a super restrictive Extreme Z area for summonable units, but that seems to be the way they're going.
Yeah, I guess I'm the odd man out in this. I just don't like it at all. I think it's a 100% negative aspect of the game in literally every single aspect. I don't think it will ever be good. I don't.
Right.
I just don't. I don't think there's enough. I mean, just looking at this like it is. I mean, let's just go down the line of characters you can use. That Vegeta is free to play, right? The Agile. Him. We'll just go through the summonable ones, I guess. That Super Vegeta's summonable, EZA, Cell, Gohan. We don't even have that World Tournament Cell. It's on JP, and then Super Saiyan 2 Cell, TN. Those are summonable. So I mean, and if you wanted to have a full free-to-play team, the links would be terrible, and you wouldn't even be able to do it. The event's not that hard to be really, but I mean, it was challenging. You had to be good, but you're so limited. And if you only play free to play, the chance of you having those other units is pretty slim.
Actually,
Yeah.
let's see here. So let's take the androids, because let's say we're looking at a completely free to play team. Your best lead is going to be your androids, unless, well, no, because none of those other free to play units fall into the android cell saga other than the 4. So you're required to have those 4 units on your team: the Goku Gohan, the Vegeta Trunks, the Yardrat Goku, and the 18. So your leader is going to be the androids, because they're going to give you the most ki. You could run either, well, no, because none of these guys actually lead the android cell saga, do they?
No, I
No.
think your best lead's probably the EZA Cell. He's an all types lead.
Well, yeah, but he's not a free to play unit. I mean, looking at this purely
Oh,
from a
yeah.
free to play aspect,
That's true.
I mean, you take the 4 units that are required, you take the androids as your lead, and you take the Strike 16, and then you go through the first stage to awaken the Vegetas, right? You awaken the Vegeta, and you just do it incrementally. And as you go, I mean, it's a very slow process. It's a pain in the butt process, and I understand why people don't like it, but I don't think that it actually makes it all that much more hard. I think the worst part is that your only option as a free-to-play unit is a leader that doesn't give you any stat boost. I think that's really what makes the difficulty spike up on this.
I personally do feel like one of the big drawbacks, and it's more specifically with this specific EZA, is also in comparison. I'm just gonna mainly speak on like day one players, not those who've been played from like, just recent
Yeah,
days. Like
exactly.
people who are like just starting Dokkan would be like their day one, introduction to the game. And the one thing that I really do kind of feel like is a little disheartening for this EZA specifically also does come down to the fact that the leader skill being the androids is probably one of the more like tedious units to get, because not only do you have to do friend summon so much just to get the androids, but then for newer players to go through all the events to necessarily awaken him to LR at the start of the game, especially if you're one who's not like too knowledgeable on it. Like there are some people who may like have played the game, got a little bit more knowledge when they first started, quit for a while, then came back. But the grind to kind of get it, like they're all old Dokkan events, like obviously with the 77 medals that you need to farm for Super Vegito, Gotenks, Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, Buhan, and Golden Frieza. I just don't kind of like the direction that they went with this because of the way you need to use that specific leader. I mean, obviously there's other leaders that you can use, but like you said, like with the incel being a summonable unit, it's not always a guarantee that you're going to be able to get these units. And I feel like it just makes it a little bit harder for those who just start the game to get I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I feel like it's just a little bit harder to make sure that you actually can seal the opportunity to get something like the LR androids off the bat, unless you're actually doing summons, actually getting, you know, decent teams enough to actually beat it. I'm pretty sure I know Alec, you're a little bit more you kind of have more of the drive as like a free to play player as well. So I'm pretty sure with the events that you can run, I'm more than I'm more than sure that you could beat it with a free to play team because that's just how you are. But I feel like when the factor comes in that people may not necessarily know what they're doing like you are, it'll be harder for those players to get units like that or get units like the androids off the bat. And that's kind of why I was a little iffy about this when they brought this to us.
Okay. And now I agree with everything you just said, except for one thing. Extreme Z area is not intended to be early game content. It's technically
Well,
the
yeah, of
end game
course.
content of the game. I mean, like everything that they've been doing with this game since they released Thousand Day Goku has been to kind of inspire people to not re-roll. Because everything in this game is a long, tedious grind. So they don't want you to just re-roll for the best flavor of the month units and just keep re-rolling your accounts. They want you to stick with it. They want you to invest into it. They want you to have value in it.
Right.
Um,
I guess
so
that's true.
so like an event like the Extreme Z areas or the Extreme Z battles or Super Battle Road, Legendary Goku, they don't design those with day one players in mind at all.
Oh yeah, of course.
So,
I
but
mean,
other than that, I agree with everything you said about how because it's a gotcha game, we've got the randomized element. You may not be able to get some of the units to make it easier.
Yeah. I mean, I guess just for me, it's more so because like they're already free to play units, like as is, because obviously you don't have to summon to get the Vegeta Trunks and the Goku Gohan. So like that little twist on having to make sure you can actually beat the event, like getting or like beating the events to necessarily get the androids to LR is kind of the part that I have a little bit of trouble accepting, if you will. But other than that, like I do believe that overall, this is a step to always helping, like, to challenge new players to do better. So I like that they are still providing a challenge, but I feel like at this kind of point in time with like the friend summon banner, it's just kind of been a throwaway banner that not many people care to even look for it anymore. So I feel like if people aren't realizing that, necessarily that, like, if they don't do their research, obviously they're never gonna know what to do unless they go around and ask. But I feel like not having the ability to I mean, it's not that they don't have the ability, but like not having the option to just get the androids a more simpler way because of how long they've been out is just kind of
Yeah, no, I agree with you there because when I came back to the game, getting those friend units was like the most annoying things. And then not only that, the grind. The androids grind is really expensive stamina wise, but really the bad one is Saiyaman 1 and 2.
yes, I agree 100%.
Oh my
yeah, they
lord.
need to buff the drop it on those medals. Let's be real.
Oh my god.
See,
I
for
hate
me,
that event.
like, I didn't have that much trouble with Great Saiyaman 1 and 2. My biggest one that I thought was like the most time investing in the sense of like span was Hercule. And not only that, but because you
Money.
have to invest Zenny in it.
Well, yeah,
Every day.
it's 240 million Zenny, and if you want them SA20, I think, with all pass unlocked.
Yeah. And it's like the whole time I was doing that, I would like skip days and I'm like, damn it, now I gotta wait another freaking day. And it's like you gotta wait days and days and days just to get it all done.
See,
And
I
it's
think
not even it's just having that unit there and not wanting it to be the UR, you want it to be LR and you're just
right.
like, get it done and
Mhm.
what the
Yeah,
heck?
I don't think that one was as bad for me because this entire game kind of conditions you to do things, at slow, steady pace. I mean, those of us who burn
That's
the
true.
content out really, really fast are kind of really doing a disservice to ourselves, mostly because we're spending stones on refreshing stamina and
Yeah.
crap like that.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that's always been a trouble with really any game that's ever been released. I mean, I know Ty plays Destiny, so that's the reference I'll use. Like, take Destiny, for example. It's like the first one, for real, because I played that one the most.
Oh, yeah.
But, so they released the raid, like the first, I think it was like a month or two in, they released the first raid. And then everyone just no-life that shit immediately. And we're like, yes, this is all I want to do forever. And then you did the raid, and you had max out content in a week, And then you're sitting around like, okay, What do I do now? It was designed to be an event to last you, months until the next raid came out. But then you no life it, and now you're god tier in a day. Or like on Warframe they do that shit too. Like there's all kinds of games
Well,
where
it's
they
every
release
game.
this huge content that is supposed to last you a long time, and then you no life it, and then you're done in 2 seconds. And then so you're
you've
just
gone
really
through the
that's yourself
experience
to
and then
blame
you're bored.
for that. Yeah, it's not the developer's fault. It's your fault
Yeah.
for doing that.
But,
No, I totally understand that.
all right, so we should probably move on. Talk about the events
Yeah.
where you get these
Yeah.
characters. Okay, so next up we've got. Oh, better close these. 1 second.
Oh, we forgot to say that event's going away.
Oh yeah, all of these events that we're talking about right now, they're all going away tomorrow night.
Wait, no, I thought it was the second.
No, these ones, these first 6 events that we're talking
Oh,
about,
wait,
they all
yeah.
go away tomorrow night. So that Extreme Z area and the next 5 go away tomorrow night, and then we have I think 4 more events going away the night of February 2nd.
Yeah.
I do feel like it's necessary to state that 18 is not farmable in the way that you expect.
No, she's purchased
I
through
should say that. Yeah.
through Baba Shop. And
Yeah, so you have to farm incredible gems.
yep,
to
and
get
she's really not that bad. I think she's 100 gems apiece.
Yeah, no, she's not
200
bad.
gems apiece, and
Yeah.
you can farm her 10 times if you really want to. So you can get her all of her paths unlocked and up to SA5 completely just by using gems. And then there's the 18 that you can farm from the Tournament of Power story event, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
this one right here.
Yeah.
Yep, you can farm this one from the Tournament of Power, and you can use her for additional SA if you want to.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I just thought I needed to say that. 'Cause
No,
people are
that's
like, "Oh,
actually a
she's
great
not free
thing.
to play." I'm like, yeah, she is though.
So, and then the other
But-
thing is with this event, obviously you want to use androids, but you can farm this Goku, and this Goku's pretty good too. When he awakens to Yardrat Goku, he's like a counter unit. He does something different in
So-
the first spot. He's a dodge unit, 50,
Yeah,
no
don't-
high chance.
Word to the wise: do not put him first slot.
Yeah, he's not a first slot unit. Second or third slot for that guy only.
Don't be tricked into that evade because he will.
Yeah.
He will lose. He will lose
Don't
some fight.
count on 50% evade. Candy Vegeto's 70% evade fails me all the time.
Oh my gosh. yes.
But yeah, he's a good unit to farm up. Also, he makes every base Goku farmable in the game, so you can farm up a ton of copies and raise up summonable units.
Correct. You can do that with the Tech Goku as well.
Yep, any character just named Goku, you can do that with.
You could also use him to farm up your Super Saiyan Goku.
Yep, by awakening him.
Correct.
I did that for I think it was my I can't remember. The Kamehameha family Kamehameha. Goku.
Right. Yep, that's
Oh, the
one I
SDR?
think I've done too.
Yeah.
But this event in and of itself is not too hard. I mean, it's literally just go through, farm the Goku here, farm his medals here. These medals down here are for that 18. They're also for the LR androids, which you can pull off of any non-Dokkan Fest banner basically at any time. So
Word to the wise: please farm those medals.
just get them.
I-
You only
I
need
prom-
7 of them, I think.
I did not pre-farm those in the chance I might get Android 17 and 18 LR, and when I got to them, I had them turd for literally months because we couldn't go back and do the event. It wasn't in the portal of memories or anything, so I'm literally just stuck because I need like 2 medals for that event because I didn't pre-farm it.
Yep, and you only need
but-
7 medals. It's easy.
Yeah,
Easy.
I mean, you got enough Android units as 1 run. Oh,
Yep,
maybe 2.
Yep, maybe 2. If you use your boost, it's definitely 1.
Yeah, so
Speaking
don't
of
pull
the
a trigger.
boost, how do you guys feel about that? I love that boost.
I think it's a great mechanic.
I think we
Yeah,
need it
the-
more
I've-
often.
We need it, but honestly, at the same time, it kind of makes the game kind of suck for the events that don't have those. It's like you're doing that, and like,
Oh, are you talking
some
about
of
the
the
increased
events that
drop
come
rate?
out.
I was talking about like the
Yeah,
boost
yeah.
feature, like the actual
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you pay double.
oh, gotcha. Yeah, they need
Yeah.
to reduce the cooldown on that again.
They need to reduce the cooldown on that.
I agree,
Hardcore.
I agree.
That is,
So this is where you get the Goku and the 18. Well, you awaken the 18 from here. You get the Goku from here for the Extreme Z area. You get the Vegeta Trunks from this event here. There's really not a whole lot to say about these events. They're simple farms. You can also get the orbs. Their
And
orbs,
they're really quick farms too.
yeah, they're not bad at all. Especially since you can use Vegeta's family and Goku's family to get the boost, and those are like two of the biggest categories in the game.
Mhm.
You could do like an all LR Goku's family, like no problem. Can you do an all LR Vegeta family? I don't think you can yet.
You're pretty close. Pretty close.
Pretty close.
You have SSJ4 Vegeta. You have Majin Vegeta. You have
You have Super Vegeta,
I think, or no, you can't put.
regular Vegeta, Great Ape Vegeta.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do Trunks. You could put Trunks on there.
That's true. He's Vegeta's family.
The one thing that I'm basically like I've been trying to instill into people when they go into these events is like really look at the drops of everything, because like some of these events hold some very good drops. Like obviously we have these two which drop the swords, which is very decent EXP. Like it's not like turtle shell or candy cane or anything like that, but they give a decent drop.
100,000, 150 if it's same type.
Exactly. And you know, like when in a time when we don't have a PyCon event going on right now, this is definitely a good thing to farm. You know, but people like are so busy with the free to play like cards that come out, they're not focusing on like SA fodder, training items, Zenny. You know.
Speaking of that, there's a great event coming up in the next celebration. We'll get to that here in a minute though. For farming stuff.
Yep.
That's a really good point, Tystra.
Yeah.
Are we going to talk about the great ape event today?
Great ape
Since
event.
Since it's not a new event.
The Saiyan
It could be
Saga.
new for.
Oh yeah. We'll talk about that.
Okay.
So really quickly before we move on from the last of these units, between the Goku Gohan and the Vegeta Trunks, which one do you guys prefer?
I say Goku Gohan.
Goku Gohan all day.
I'm gonna say that as well.
They're one of the best support units
That's
in the game.
unanimous. The support unit and the fact that they build their defense alone, so they're building 30% defense over the Vegeta who's building 20% attack and defense. It makes a huge difference, and anybody who's watched me for any length of time knows that 90% of my playtime is spent in events like Legendary Goku or SBR, doing as many stupid kind of challenges as I can think of to hold to myself, you know. And between using the two, dude, that Vegeta gets me killed so many times in the Legendary Goku event.
For real, yeah.
Like, for real.
They didn't attack fast enough.
Like, that's the only way I can say it. Like, I like the unit. I like what his kit does. He needs to start off with a base like 1500 more defense in order to be viable, though. I think. I mean, I'm not like a huge mathematician or anything. Next up, we've got another one where we're going to give you an LR medal warning. You can farm puddings, these guys right here, to...
Can I just say I love how like you were like you can farm puddings. Like,
It's a ridiculous thing to farm. Come on. It's an absolutely ridiculous item to farm. So you can farm these puddings here. You need these medals are for the strength Vegeta, who becomes a Vegeta and Bulma, and then these are for I think a couple of different Beerus's. Yeah, the LR and the intelligence one.
Yeah, intellect one, yeah.
So make sure you have at least the puddings, because the pudding items are available all the time in the shop. So you don't have to buy the medals right now. You can just have the puddings sitting in your inventory. And then if you happen to pull the unit, you can then buy the medals that you need.
Yeah, but the puddings are also good because you get Kais and...
oh yeah, anytime there's an
training
event where you can farm
training
something.
items, or...
Let me go back to that.
Yeah.
There's a
I don't
ton
remember
of stuff.
training items, or...
There's a ton of stuff here in the puddings.
I would also like to...
Oh, go ahead.
No, yeah, you're fine. I would also like to point out as well, like before we kind of get into the rest of it as well, is that for those who may be unaware, also you do want to be on level 2 because they do drop from rainbow circles as well. Just a little heads up. And also for those, I know we kind of dissected this before, like towards the end of the first discussion about the Android Cell Saga. I also do want to just make it a point that you also can use the Vegeta that you get out of the event from this, excuse me, Furious transforming Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta and Bulma, you can use that to raise the SA of the STR summonable one as well.
It is such a horrible grind, though.
It is.
What form is he when he's?
So
He starts as a base form as SR,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
and then you do have to awaken him to Super Saiyan. But he's still,
so
he's definitely not the most usable card though, to be honest, even as a free-to-play unit.
the reason
I mean, he's
why
not
this
bad.
grind particularly sucks is because he starts off as an SR. So you Z awaken
Yeah.
him to an SSR, you Dokkan awaken him to an SSR, and then you have
Yeah.
to Z awaken him again to get to
Mhm.
the point where he's even, I think, 50% to be on.
It's just a
The other
UR.
one.
Yeah, he's not even a tur.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
a rough grind,
It is
and it
unfortunate.
eats your Elder Kais
Mm-hmm.
if you want to
Definitely.
do it. So I don't suggest it because Elder Kais are really hard to come by. At least that's been my experience in, since I've been back. Like, I'm constantly short on Elder Kais. I think I have 2 right now, and I have like 45 of the Supreme Kai ones.
Same.
Just as a side note for it too, for people who are still needing to get the punching bag event done for stages 4 through 6, and you're using a tech build with the Goku Frieza, this is the event where you could get the takoyakis, and takoyakis save lives.
Those things are so good.
It makes it so easy. Like I
So good.
I finished stage 4 after finishing stage 5 and 6 like a couple months ago, and I'm just happy I don't have to do it anymore.
This takoyaki item plus the
Almost.
tech Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, the one that just got his awakening during
Yes.
in December. Dude,
Mhm.
that item plus that Vegeta on the right build team, I didn't even crit and I did max damage.
Oh my Jesus.
That's crazy.
You fill the whole board basically with tech orbs. You have him there with like a 50% and a 40% support unit, and he gains 30% for every tech orb he touches and 20% for every rainbow he picks up. Well, technically it's for any color he picks up, but hopefully you only have rainbows and techs on the board when you do it. I mean,
We're talking about the Worthy Rivals lead.
Yeah, the Worthy Rivals lead. And if you have the physical leader, you want to try to do it on physical. I don't know what the takoyaki item would be for physical, but it would be basically the same thing.
Demora cookie?
Yeah, I think the Burrow cookie I think is the right one. But yeah, if you guys ever go and you want to know what units awaken from an event, and you're on the wiki, this little slide bar down here shows you every unit that awakens from this. So you can always see what units awaken, and then if you scroll down, go to your medals sum up, it'll also show you all the units that awaken and the total medals of all you need to get all their super attacks and paths.
Yes.
So the wiki is a great resource, and I don't think I shout them out enough. But yeah, this is another one of those events that's ending here in the next couple of days, so you wanna jump on it if you don't already have it done.
Yeah, and to just kind of throw in one last thing about that event as well, someone did bring up a really good point, and I do feel like that's one of the big drawbacks, especially with this event. Kind of like you said about not being able to farm the Vegeta's essay properly. But someone did mention that this event also doesn't really have a category bonus necessarily for better drop rates, and I feel like that's always been a problem, especially with similar events to this, especially as a free-to-play event. I feel like most of them, even the older ones, definitely do kind of need that revamp enough to where they can at least find a category to throw on them for having better drop rates to help out kind of more new free-to-play players. That's just my opinion, though.
That's what I was trying to say earlier.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you that these increased drops, they're fantastic for the ones that have them, but it makes all the other ones just feel like a slog.
Yeah,
So,
and I would like that equal balance between every event that we've had, especially older ones like that, because I think it's even with Plans to Eradicate the Saiyans and the Extermination Plan too. They also do not have many of the category drops, which I guess it makes sense because it'd be a little bit more tedious to kind of figure out which categories would be in every single, like, because they're not all the
Like,
same
I understand
thing,
the weekend
possible.
one not having it, but
yeah,
like,
no, I do understand that too.
but like the Saiyan one, that's easy. I mean, you make it,
You're
the
saying
increased
it's-
drop rate is like either Z fighters, or you make a category like Earthlings,
Mhm.
which I still think we need an Earthlings category. But I agree with you. There definitely needs to go through a lot of the events, and they need to revamp them. There's I unless you guys disagree with me, I don't think there's a whole lot to say about this event. There's literally one character that you farm, one that you awaken. The most important thing here is the sweets because of all the stuff that you can get from the shops.
Yes.
Yeah.
So farm your sweets. I think we're pretty much all in agreement on that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
That unit's not even good.
The unit is really not that good. We're not even going to
Oh
talk
my
about him. That's how not good he is. I mean, he is usable. Is he viable in most current games or most current metas? No, but he's a usable unit.
Manaka, Levi.
The Great Pontus. Yeah.
Yeah, the Beerus in the nipple outfit.
Yeah. I mean, I love his art.
I love the art too. I love Manaka as a character. I think he's a great comic character. But I just think it's funny that Beerus basically stole Roshi's idea. So the reason why Roshi dressed up as Jackie Chun was to show Goku there's always going to be somebody stronger. And here we have this deity level character 4 decades later using the exact same thing to trick Goku again. I just think it's hilarious. All right, so let's get into events that was the last of the events that's ending tomorrow night.
30.
Yeah. This next set of events, these guys are going away Sunday night. So you still have some time to do these. I think the big important thing to mention through the Dragon Ball Heroes World Mission stuff is that you can farm the Beat and the Alms, and when they awaken, they're actually both really useful.
Yes.
Great Saiyaman 4 is an infinite stacking attack and defense unit.
Very
Again,
good support.
he's
Super support.
great support for Super and for Youth. But the reason why he's such a great support is because he gives the key and the defense to Super class.
Mhm.
So you can stick him on any Super team and he's useful. So I like that a lot.
Yeah, his links are kind of poop. But
His links are poop. He's great on an All Saiyaman team though.
He is.
He is. I love that team.
Oh my god.
I love my All Saiyaman team. I've shown it on stream a couple times.
That's fun.
Alms is basically the same thing, except for instead of raising attack and defense, he lowers attack, which is probably my second favorite ability in the game. Oh, he lowers attack and defense.
Correct. And it's for artificial life form support.
Yep, and he's an
Nice.
artificial life forms and an extreme key too, and
And his
defense
links
30%.
are fantastic.
Yes, they are, especially for artificial life forms and
Oh, yeah.
for well, I was gonna say Dragon Ball Heroes, but any useful unit in Dragon Ball Heroes is always gonna have Shattering the Limit. So
Hmm.
I love the fact that they're designed that way. It's like Peppy Gals with Battlefield Diva.
Yeah, yeah, right.
You know, it's the best to always be able to link. There are 9 characters, including the 2 free-to-play characters, I believe, that awaken from this event. You've got your free-to-play units that we just talked about. You've got Great Saiyaman 3, who's a decent counter unit. I don't like the fact that he loses his defense when he gets
Hate
hit the
that
first time.
Yeah, that's kind of ridiculous.
I hate him
But-
so
It
much.
even has
Like in a normal Dokkan event, it's not that bad, but you take him into something hard like Super Battle Road or Goku, and
Yeah, dude, he will get smashed.
it's hard. Hard.
Absolutely destroyed.
Sealess is pretty good. I like Sealess a bit.
So this is good. Mhm.
Probably like really the all-star of Dragon Ball Heroes right now is this Goku. I think he's not only arguably the best Dragon Ball Heroes unit in the game, he's in the top 5, top 10 best TURs in the game, I think.
Correct. I agree.
I mean,
His
just
ability to tank, high chance to stun.
he's
is
ridiculous.
almost unmatched. It's insanity.
You know, just as far as an overall kit, mathematically, people are gonna be able to argue that there's other units that do more damage. Now, I'm not saying we're not talking about from a meta standpoint here. We're talking about just from a usability standpoint, what this unit does on the right team in the right setup, and that's something we have to take into account for a lot of the units that we talk about now. The way the game is designed is you can't look at a unit in a bubble and be like, this is the best unit in the game because of X, Y, or Z. All jokes about me saying Kale and Caulifla are the best unit in the game aside, it really isn't though. because is Kalen Khalifa even comparable to this unit when you say Kalen Khalifa going up against not a Pure Saiyan, not a Universal Survival Saga, versus what this guy does if he's on his team? Like,
That's true.
you can't. I mean, the way that they've built the units in the game now, there's no clear cut what is the best and what isn't the best. You're gonna always have people who are gonna look at the optimal, that APT, and that's fine. That's one way. If that's the way you enjoy playing the game, fantastic. That's wonderful. But for me, it comes down to what's the most fun and what can I do the most stupid stuff with. And this guy allows me to do a lot of stupid stuff.
I could see where like you're coming from on that. I wouldn't personally say that this is a top 5 best TUR, but I will definitely say that this unit, with how good it is, definitely boosts up a lot of different teams. Like, throw Dragon Ball Heroes out because sadly, like, as I was testing that team, it's not amazing. But you like take Super Saiyan 3 for example. The whole point of them, like, they have a high attack but no tank. This guy tanks.
Mm-hmm.
This guy tanks like crazy, and it's scary good. Like, I will say that he boosts up teams that originally weren't that good and makes them way better. So this is a unit that I would put in a Super Saiyan 3 SBR, and I'd be like, I'll be fine. I have Goku here.
Yeah, but on that same coin, he doesn't nearly tank as quite as well in that team.
Yeah. I mean, true, but he still tanks better than the other SSJ3 units. Besides it, this is a personal opinion. Besides SSJ3 trucks, SSJ3
Yeah,
trucks
because he can
is always
stack
gonna-
defense.
Yeah, he's gonna be the best tank.
If,
But
if,
with
if we're gonna
Goku
talk about the
helps out
best
that team.
SSJ3 tank, you got to talk about SSJ3 Vegeta at least for the first 10 turns that he's in the fight.
That's
Yeah,
true.
true.
He kicks
That is
it.
very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Was that 80% damage reduction?
90% I think when he's
Is it
awakened.
90?
I
What is
think.
AZ8?
I could be
That's
wrong.
pretty good.
To kind of diagnose it a little bit more too, I've also done this event. Obviously, I don't have the Super Saiyan 3 Xeno Goku, but in terms of like SBR, I definitely would have considered him if I had him because I'm running a similar, like I run a similar base team, especially in terms of how good the unit is. Like obviously, he's, like Taisha said, in terms of Dragon Ball Heroes, you can kind of debunk that. But in other teams like Pure Saiyan, Super Saiyan 3, Goku's family, he definitely does hold a lot of value. And in things like SBR, I feel like he's definitely he's like definitely a necessity to make sure that you have on the team as well, because you do have things like, you know, you do also have things like EZA Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta who tanks really well. There's no like ifs, ands, or buts about that. And you also have units, also in similar things to help him out, like Bardock obviously being the leader, but he also is a really good support unit as well in terms of that team when you're using SBR. That's just my opinion, though.
No, I mean,
Yeah, the stuns in SBR are really good too.
yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. It's just they're very well designed units. I think is what it comes down to. And I think we can safely say that about most of the heroes units that have come to global, like the ones that awakened in the last set that came to global, which was like the 4th or 5th set that came to JP, and then the ones that awakened here. They're very good additions to the teams that they can fit on.
Yeah.
Yes.
The one thing that ticked me off about the set that awakened this time was that they debuffed thickness of time. I hated that. They should have kept it as 20%,
right.
20% boost, but they lowered them to 12, and I was
Yeah, that was weird. It's not even really an awakening then. It's like
They gave her more HP, attack, and defense, but took away what made her good. It's like I would much rather take the TUR version into a Patara SBR than to take the Awakened version, only because the fact that she boosts, and it's that's terrible.
Huh? I never noticed it. I don't have her, so I didn't.
Mhm.
I've never pulled her, so I didn't give
Yeah.
her that much attention. But yeah, I mean, she's a phenomenal support unit. I mean, I agree that going from 20 to 12 is a strange. Well, did we switch? Okay, hold on. Let me
It
go
goes
back
from
on
20
this.
to 12, but then you get a great chance for it to get an additional 12. So it can
Yeah,
go up
Great
to
chance of an additional
It's a
20.
chance, though.
great
24.
chance. It's a great chance on both of them, isn't it though?
Great chance of another 20%.
Yeah. So what's that like?
So
70%
well,
chance?
one is a great chance of additional attack plus 12% for all allies. The other part's a great chance of additional defense plus 20% for all allies, which is a 70% chance. But she had that 70% chance before. Like I could see it if it was a 50% chance to do 20% in this form, and then it went to a 70% chance to do 12 in the next form. Like I could kind of see that as an upgrade just because of the percentage chance going up. But it's the exact same percentage chance. This literally makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a weird one. I don't know why they did that. Maybe they thought she'd be OP. I don't know. But like, even then, there's units that do those same buffs. Period. Like Kid Buu.
Is
or
the
West
the
Samurai
balance
guy
in the
has
crit?
attack and defense ability.
Because look, her crit goes from she gives
Yeah.
everybody 7% to
It goes
get
up to
to
12.
she gives everybody 12%. I think that's where they think the balance is, because she's
Yeah.
giving everybody on the rotation 5% more crit. That
But
giving
yeah.
that they shaved off 8% from the attack and the defense to compensate for that.
I mean, I know that when she's on rotation, I get a crit every time. Like I guarantee it. I mean, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean,
Plus, I mean, she's a really good unit in general. She doesn't have the attack and defense buff for herself, but which is that's a support unit fallback, so you gotta deal with that. But she does seal. She has crit chance for the team with the potential attack and defense plus 40. It's not bad. She's a really good unit.
yeah, I mean that's
It's just
I mean, by her passive, it's only for her, because it says a chance of performing a critical hit plus 12%, and then everything else is a 12% chance for.
Oh.
attack and-
no. It's
all
not,
allies
it's not
key
symmetrical.
plus 3 attack and defense plus 30%
Yeah.
and chance of performing a critical hit plus 12%.
I read that wrong. That's my bad.
Yep.
Yeah,
If it was
but
a
even-
semicolon right there.
So commas right there. Commas mean that we're just continuing what we're talking about, and then we don't move on to the next part until we hit a semicolon.
Yeah.
So
But no, like I still, for me personally, I feel like that even with the stat boost that it got, like even with it, like it wouldn't have been as broken just keeping it at the 20% and then giving that additional. Like I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
think it would have been that bad.
Kenny has a good point too. She does greatly raise
yep, I
defense for
just
one turn.
noticed that too. 100%,
I forgot
100% for one turn. So don't let her eat a super. Don't let her eat a hit before she supers, but after she'll be fine in most situations.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she's good. I
She's still
definitely use
good.
her.
She's still good. I love the unit, but I just
Yeah.
hated the fact that they downgraded her.
Let's
Yeah.
say Tego.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is the fact that she's giving everybody that extra 5% crit was their justification for lowering these numbers here.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, it's still good though.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I would trade the 5% crit. I mean, like I would keep that 5% crit. Like take that extra attack and defense away. I'm fine with that. Like that crit is
Yeah,
going
I
to be
mean,
much more helpful, I
crit-
think.
That crit comes in clutch hard. I'll tell you.
Oh no, it does, but I'm just like, grr, I wanted more. Maybe I'm selfish.
No, I get you. Everybody wants their units to be OP.
Yeah.
You know, I get that. Gohan is good because of his attack building. Trunks is good because of his defensive building. I don't know crap about this Pycoon. Like nobody ever talks about him.
No, nobody has him.
Well, yeah,
Not
I guess that's
I've never
true
seen
too.
anybody who even has this unit.
I have not been able to pull him.
No, I've never pulled him.
I've tried pulling him, and I can't.
Well, I think because he's been unfeatured both times, and there's only a 3% chance to pull an unfeatured unit on these banners, which is really unfortunate.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, so I can't really throw out like if he's good or not. His stat, like his passive reads like it'd be pretty okay.
Yeah.
I've never used it before.
Let's. No, I was right. This is the awakened version. I like the fact that he lowers
That's
attack.
Max level 120.
Yeah. I do that all the time where I'm like, am I on the right one? And I never look at levels. I just go through and I click on things. Okay, so yeah, I like the fact that he lowers attack. Like I've always said, that's like my second favorite ability in the game.
I love that so much.
Yeah.
Key 3 attack and defense 80%. Launches an additional attack that has a 25% chance of becoming a super attack when facing only one enemy. Launches additional attack that has a high chance, 50% of becoming super when facing 2 or more enemies. So he's really...
He's
just an attacker.
good.
Yeah, I
He's a
mean,
good unit.
he'd be a solid
Yeah.
piece of the Worthy Rivals. I don't know how well he'd link on Worthy Rivals. He's got shocking speed. He's got shattering the limit. I can't imagine he wouldn't be He's also got Gentleman, which will work with a couple of units there.
Yeah.
He wouldn't
Um,
be in Other World Warriors when it comes to that, would it? Because he's not.
I don't.
He's
Well,
still
if he was,
Python,
if he
but
was,
not.
he would already be listed here.
Oh,
Because
really?
yeah,
Okay.
there's no global and JP difference between the
Oh,
unit.
gotcha. Gotcha.
So it would already be listed here. So no, he's not on the Other World Warriors.
Nobody can be Packard.
Nobody.
But he is one of the rare Dragon Ball Heroes units that's not a time traveler.
Yeah,
That's true.
That's
Yeah,
really weird.
good
So,
point.
but I don't think he's a terrible unit. I mean, he's not as useful as other Heroes units, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's chill. If you have him, cool.
Toa, I love Toa.
I wish I
Like-
had Tella.
She lowers attack on her super. Um,
Janembu.
she's a heck of a support. 30% attack and defense, key +3 for extreme allies. And then if you get below 30%, she gives the 50% attack and defense, and she heals you to full.
Foils, yeah.
She's
yeah,
really
pretty
good.
good.
So
she's a good card, but my thing is that the only time I could see myself going below 30% is in a Super Battle Road instance, and I would never take her to Super Battle Road.
I take her to Super Battle Road all the time.
But she lowers attack, right?
She lowers attack. That's exactly
Definitely.
why I take her to Super Battle Road.
100%.
It's only 30%, right?
It's 20%, but it's for 3 turns, so it's stackable, and it also stacks with everybody else who lowers your attack. So my Super Battle Road team, I know item, what is it, versus Super Strength, using an all artificial life forms extreme agility team.
Oh, yeah.
The only non-artificial life forms unit that I take is this Toa. And that's only because she lowers attack and she has that chance to heal you at 30% or less. Or she will heal you at 30% or less.
And
But
with
yeah,
the-
I know item that stage just for laughs. When everything else makes me mad, I go into that stage and I just raffle stomp it.
Yeah, it's good.
Then
So
I'll shut up now.
no, I'm just saying there's situations where she's amazing, you know, and that's really what I look at for a unit is where can I find them to be the most useful? Where can I exploit a unit the most? Then, you know, a unit like LR Agility Gohan going into the Legendary Goku event, taking an all Peppy Gals Universal Survival Saga team versus Universal Survival Super Battle Road. I mean, they're basically just ways for you to cheat at the game, but you're not cheating because you're just using it. What's the term we used to use? Clever use of mechanics.
Mhm.
You know, and I like to kind of break the game within the boundaries of the game. I agree with you in the sense that Toa's not always the best unit in every situation, but in certain situations you can really break the game building the right teams around certain characters or exploiting, in her case, her ability to heal so you can no item a Super Battle Road.
Mhm.
It's
And,
like
I didn't think about that too because like all 4 of those instances are new battles, so you get 4 times you can do that.
mm-hmm.
So I
Oh, yeah.
didn't even think about that. So.
And it's
I mean,
like
Intellect
when
Cell
people were
carried me.
complaining about Int Cell, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, Int Cell is
He
just
carried me hard.
absolutely.
Having 2
I've
of those on the team, oh my god.
I know item the versus super physical. I can know item androids using an android Cell Saga team. You know, all because he has that heal, and the best benefit there is you're running 2 of them.
Yep.
You know.
All right, time for Janembu.
Yep, Janembu, baby Janemba. Sorry, I was getting distracted by
Baby
my chat
Janemba,
there.
yeah.
Baby Janemba. I like any unit that heals as part of their passive. They just show up and they heal you. I like that.
Yep.
I'm not
Does he have
saying he's.
Metamorphosis too? Is a link?
Yes, he
Sure,
does. So if you
Yeah.
put him on there, he's also on
That's
artificial
fair.
life forms, but
Link's
unfortunately he
yep.
just lowers defense.
But he
Yeah.
does have that
Holy
high evasion,
80%.
too.
I mean, that's not. I mean, lowering defense doesn't really mean anything, but that's a lot of defense to lower.
He lowers defense. He recovers the 10%, and then also with the high chance to evade enemies.
Oh yeah, he's got built-in
Mhm.
50% dodge. That's
Yeah.
more than you can get out of an intelligence unit maxed out in the hidden potential system.
Yeah.
That's more than
So
double, because so like if you guys don't know the hidden potential system, how the ranks work, the critical and the additional for every level you have is 2%, but for evasion it's only 1%. So if you have
Rip.
5 evasion, you have 5% chance to dodge. So, but so 50% chance to dodge is like more than double.
It's a big deal, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
more than double what you can get out of the hidden potential system on a
I mean, isn't Intellect
intelligence unit.
Janemba only a medium chance to dodge? After he gets a hit. After he gets hit, it's a medium chance. Pretty sure. So that's even better than normal. Janemba. It's not bad at all. I'd definitely run him if I had him.
25% chance to evade enemies' attack after being attacked. Yeah,
With
And
a
he-
medium chance too over a high.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's
Not bad.
ooh,
One of the best TUR EZAs in the game.
Dude, he really is.
he really is. His kit's
He
amazing.
destroys.
And then this Kid Boo Bobbity,
Oh, man.
Bobbity.
I wish I had this unit, dude.
stunning
Dang,
defense
it's so
80%.
bad.
All allies defense 40% when hit points are 81% or more. Recovers 5% hit points to start each turn. All allies key 3. Attack 40% when hit points are 80% or less.
Yeah,
So he's
like the
always
opposite of
doing
Kid Buu.
something. He's either giving you defense or he's giving you key and attack.
Yeah, yeah.
He's honestly, in my personal opinion, one of the underrated units for Dragon Ball Heroes. Like,
I agree.
Nobody talks about him, and I'm just
I
like,
agree.
this unit is.
I have
good.
him and I've never looked at him.
I love him.
He's definitely worth it, in my opinion. Like,
Oh, yeah.
definitely worth
That's crazy. Oh, and he's on artificial life forms too.
it.
Of course he is. Yeah.
Transformation boost and artificial life form.
Man,
I'd run him on my full Majin Buu team so fast.
dude, yeah, I could definitely see that happening.
Oh, him and Kid Buu, bro. I mean, because Kid Buu's got the key +3 attack and defense +50 when you're above 80% health, and then when you go below 80% health, you don't have the key anymore. Well, he's your key replacement
Right?
for that.
And he from what I've seen, he links very well with the.
Yeah, they have almost-
Kid Buu.
Yeah, they
it's
almost have the same
identical.
links. Yeah,
So literally,
crazy.
when people are like, "Oh yeah, you can't link with anything," boom, boom, bop,
there you go.
right there.
Yeah,
And
Alright.
I want him.
Just a quick recap of, actually, if you just look at it from here, all of the units that can be awakened from this event.
Mhm.
So this is a big event. If you guys have summoned on the Dragon Ball Heroes banner, this is definitely something you'll be wanting to spend your time doing if you haven't already done. As well as this one. Let's take a second to talk about
yeah,
this
Cumber.
Cumber.
I think he's really good.
Like, not joking, might be my current favorite free-to-play unit in the game. I mean, he's not the best, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying just for the fun of what he does for how I play the game. I really enjoy this unit. So,
Not a bad
Yeah, I do
unit.
too.
Not
I like
a
it.
bad free to play unit at all.
I mean, he does suffer from the same problem I was complaining about with Vegeta, the Vegeta Trunks, how it's only a 20% increase to his attack and defense instead of a 30% increase to his defense.
Mhm.
But he makes up for that in his passive. So if he
Correct.
gets hit in the first slot before he attacks, he's a guaranteed second super, which means a guaranteed second stack. And then mine is at 15 additional. And if you guys
Oh,
don't
yeah,
know how additional works, you get a check on your additional for every attack your character performs. So units like Super Saiyan Blue, the Tech Super Saiyan Blue Vegito, the one who
Mhm.
like has multiple built-in attacks, or even Evolution Vegeta, the Agility
Right.
Evolution Vegeta, every time they attack, you get that check. So in this case, a 30% check on the first attack, 30% check on the guaranteed super. If either one of those goes off, you'll get that third attack, and there's a 50% chance that one's going to super as well. I mean, that's why this unit can stack really well. Like, I was just doing Legendary Goku event with Cumber last night, and the only place he really struggled for me was in the agility phases. I mean, the unit in and of itself, if he takes that hit, I would say more than 50% of the time I got 3 super attacks in a turn, which
Definitely.
is 60% increased attack and defense for 99 turns.
Yeah, I would honestly say this unit is worth the farm. So if you haven't
No,
done it yet,
absolutely.
definitely get it done. You know, and if you have
Very
the
good
ability to rainbow him.
Yeah,
Definitely.
absolutely. He's definitely a free-to-play unit that's worth it. Also, after he takes a hit, or no, whenever he attacks, all extreme class allies get attack and defense plus 20%. So that's another benefit of putting him in that first slot. If you've got 2 other extreme units, they're going to get that benefit for that turn. And then after receiving an attack, he gives attack and defense minus 20%, which we've already discussed that lowering defense isn't that great, but lowering attack by 20% is quite helpful.
Yeah, no, it's good.
So,
it kind of helps on those first turn too, when because after that first hit, you take a little less on the second one, because the first slot's always going to take like 4 or 5 hits, so it kind of just preps you a little bit.
Right. And then, of course, since he's in the game as Evil Saiyan and then awakens into Cumber, you can use him to farm the super attack of the summonable Cumber, who then awakens into a Great Ape. And we will talk about that unit a little bit more when we get to the actual banners itself. I kind of want to focus mostly on free-to-play units and whatnot, and the ones that can be awakened that aren't brand new per se. So that covers this. And this event's really simple. It's 2 stages. Farm him here, farm the medals there, yada yada. It's a nothing event, really. If you really want to do it, you can farm up 260 of the medals, and then you have everything you need to get him to super attack 10, to get him to super attack 10 rainbowed, to get to awaken these 2 units.
Golden Cooler and Fu,
Yeah. You guys can, it only takes 260 medals, and they drop 2 to 3 at a time, and then you've got the bonus of the Dragon Ball Heroes plus your boosts. It could take you like a couple of days, and you could have all the medals you need for this event, whether you have the units or not, just in case you pull them on a future banner.
Honestly, with how fast this unit, like, I usually speedrun the story events. It takes about 40 to 50 seconds to beat that second stage with a Dragon Ball Heroes team. Honestly, you could get that done within an hour and a half. You can get 200.
Yeah, I finished Adam Rainbow in, probably like an hour. It was done.
Yeah,
easy peasy.
How much stamina did you guys have?
I had about 175.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm probably about the same.
So
I mean,
you probably spend like 1 or 2 stones.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, because the drop chance, you get, if you're doing stage 1 to get his dupes, I was getting 6, 7 a run. It was over no time, seconds. And then the awakening medals, I get like 6 or 7 a run. It's easy, super fast. It's crazy. Of course, I had alters too, so I don't know if that helped any.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Definitely fun.
Anybody got anything else to talk about for this event?
No, I want to talk about Cooler, but we're not there yet.
Okay, yep, we will talk about Cooler, I promise. So also ending this Sunday is the Prime Battle for Cell. Hands down, my opinion, the best Prime Battle unit we've gotten so far.
By far.
I mean,
I love him.
He's another one of those units that I suggest loading up with additional because of how his kit works.
Oh yeah, he's my favorite Cell unit right now.
Yeah. Also, First Form Cell is like my favorite villain design in the entire franchise.
Yeah.
He just looks terrifying.
He's scary, yeah.
He's a villain that looks like
dude.
he's a villain.
Yeah.
Yep.
But have you guys done your farm for this?
Nope.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually gonna do that, but then my chat advised me that, hey Trevor, you should do Vegeta first, and so I did that first to get the Vegeta to make a better team, so that this event would go easier.
Right.
And it went way faster when I had Vegeta.
Oh yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the intellect and the additionals, it was insane.
Yep.
See, for me, like, I feel like, because it wasn't that long afterwards that Imperfect Cell actually got a legendary campaign, so I'm gonna wait for the legendary campaign, and I'm gonna do the whole farm from there. Not only that, but for me, like, because I do essay fodder a lot, like, my biggest thing whenever anything comes out is like, okay, what needs essay first? And so I saw this come out, and I was like, this is cool, but I have essay fodder that I need to do, so I'm gonna get that done first.
Yeah, priorities.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I would say for people who have nothing else to do, definitely get this done like right now. But
Yeah. And I'd advise at least getting 1 copy up to LR. It doesn't even have to be Super Attack 10 or anything crazy like that. Just get 1 copy to LR so that way when the campaign comes, because we know it's coming soon, because JP just had it,
Yeah.
You'll get the 10 extra stones, the 3 Kais, and who cares about the hourglasses?
Yeah, right. But yeah, I did it so fast because I wanted to make a full cell team video for my YouTube channel, and so I was like, oh, I gotta go really fast. But people still beat me, no lifers. But either way, it's still a good team. I really like him.
I'm not gonna lie, I had it done day 2, whole thing, Rainbow 20 super attack. I just
Okay, boomer.
you want to talk about no lifing? I mean, I'm not kidding when I tell you guys that I'm a hermit. I live in my apartment and I only go grocery shopping.
Okay, boomer.
Yeah, I didn't even rainbow him, to be honest. I don't
So
have
yeah,
enough- I don't have enough orbs.
mine's Rainbow and 20, and I love him. He's ridiculous for a free-to-play unit, in my opinion. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't break the game. Just
No,
He's
it's
good.
ridiculous how much healing he provides you. Like you can
definitely.
it gets a little hard to intentionally give him his 12 to 17 key because he gives himself key every time he attacks or every time he super attacks.
Yeah,
But still,
he's
even
gonna.
I would say he probably additional supers after his ultra at least
Almost every time.
yeah
Oh,
50 to
dude.
60% of the time when I use him.
Yeah. See, this is my thought process with this particular cell. His links. He has the least cell exclusive links of all the cells. So, like, he doesn't have ultimate life form because he's not a perfect form
Right.
cell, stuff like that. He doesn't have attack of the clones and stuff like that because again, he's not perfect cell. So he has other stuff like big bad bosses and stuff to link with other units on other teams.
Mhm.
And then with that, he doesn't get a massive amount of key from the other cells, right? So you can throw him on like just an artificial life forms team, like his lead, right? With
Mhm.
not some other cell units, and he won't be like saturated with keys, so you can get that additional health if you need it.
Exactly. I mean,
Wow.
he does link shocking speed with quite a few cell units,
Well, yeah.
but I mean
Shocking's a
then
big one.
but I mean that's only 2 key.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Oh, he does have attack of the clones, which is another 1 key, which I think most
Well,
cells
yeah.
have.
Yeah, it's
Star
only
Wars reference.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah. No, he's really good on just other. What I'm trying to get to, he's good on other teams besides like full cells. If you were to do that, he's a good unit.
Let's see here. Yeah, he's definitely a solid unit. So if you guys haven't, gotten your farm on for this guy, even after the event goes away, he will be back on, I believe we're going to get an event revamp. I'm trying to remember how this worked on JP. I actually just now thought of this, or else it would have already been in the show notes. We're going to get,
Honestly, it's probably gonna be around like April.
right, when it restructures the event, so the prime battles show up on their daily colors. So like, how Mondays are blue, Tuesdays are green,
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
and so forth.
Oh, that'd be cool.
They're gonna, because they've already done this on JP, where the prime battles are available on those days, and we've got part of it right now because like all of the, what is it, the extreme strike units are available on Saturdays, and the super ones are available on Sundays for the strike units. They've made that available on weekends as well, so they are slowly moving in a way that they're going to make these events available slightly more often.
Mhm.
So for stuff like for the prime battles, having them available 3 days a week or 2 days a week instead of
two.
1 day a week, or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it'll be nice.
Hashtag
Yeah,
physical
it's
units
definitely-
got the shot. No prime battle.
Yeah.
So extreme Z battle, we've got strength cell. He's a freaking phenomenal unit.
I think the best EZA cell.
Yeah.
And probably the most arguably slept on prior to his EZA. Just to be
Definitely.
honest.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, his stats before EZA are garbage.
How many?
His
How
attack
many?
is 100%. That's bad.
But there were a lot of people who actually had a lot of hopes for him when he first released too. So for those who actually put him on a pedestal beforehand, definitely
Mhm.
definitely would be laughing right now.
Yeah, I mean, he does raise attack and defense as well.
I was gonna say, yeah, he's an
LP,
infinite
stuff like
stacking
that.
attack and defense
Yeah.
He
unit,
does
so that's cool.
AoEs. He heals on super when you have it on 14 or higher.
Hmm.
I mean, he's good. He's good. I mean, I had him on the team, and he literally single-handedly almost won, like basically won me the Infinite Dragon Ball history himself. Because I had a full Android Cell Saga team with him on it, and dude, his attack stat was almost 2 million by the end of that. Before I got any key, 2 million. It was
Another
insane.
unit I don't have.
He was hitting almost 5 million.
That's ridiculous.
When he did, and I mean, it was like he almost one shot into like Gohan at the end. Like he took out like 4 health bars with one super. It was insane.
Yeah, no, he's a solid unit for
Yeah.
sure.
Wow. Yeah. No, So does he basically dethrone the tech cell as the best EZA cell?
Definitely. It definitely, and the only reason I say that is because he's not so situational. Like I keep
Right.
saying this on my stream all the time: is orb collectors are so fucking situational.
Right.
I can't deal with him. Like if you don't get at least like 4 or 5 cells, or I mean orbs with tech cell, he's gonna be bad.
Mm-hmm.
He can't tank anything. He's like no, he can't take anything at all. Even if you got a whole board full of orbs, he still couldn't tank.
Yeah. No, that's
Yeah.
I've had that tech cell let me down a couple times, but I only have him at 55%. You know how some units
Well, yeah, me too.
massively differ between 55% and even
100.
79%.
Yep.
You know, when you get those 2 primary dupe paths unlocked, how much different they are.
Exactly.
Yeah, but even then, I'd argue that he's better at 79%.
No, yeah, for sure.
So-
Because
I'm
then you
not
get
even gonna
more
dis-
additionals because
Nice.
of the attack and defense.
But yeah, so this one's going away Sunday night, I think is what it is. Double check my notes here. Yeah, this is the last of the events actually that's going away. So we've now covered everything that's going on Global currently, as far as old stuff.
We also gotta not forget for that one too. Like you do get the 18 and the 17 as an EZA as well.
Well, not yet. We
Yeah.
don't.
Coming up,
Yeah.
that's on JP.
Yeah,
Oh, then I read that wrong.
yeah.
Yeah, we
it
can't
is
talk
there.
about those yet. They're not
Yeah,
out.
they're not on Global. So whenever you see,
Such good units though.
hold on.
Global shaft.
So whenever you're on the wiki, guys, and you see something in Japanese text on a picture, that means it's Japanese only. It hasn't come to global yet. Because once
Yeah,
it comes
those
to
two units,
global,
though,
they switch
are-
it to the global one. I know it's kind of weird, but it's one of those quirks that they do. But yeah, these 2 units, they are really, really good. But I'm trying to remember when they got theirs, but I can't remember.
I'm actually unsure myself.
It was in July.
What, this is
So-
EA? Yeah, pretty recently, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not sure when we'll get these ones for us.
Yeah. EZA was in December, it looks like.
So, but so moving on to what is technically new, even though a lot of this stuff is returning, it's part of the more current celebration right now. We've got this unknown battle of gods and Majin. 2 characters to farm, 1 awaken. You guys, I haven't really had the opportunity to use these guys. I just finished farming them. And I don't have any tech orbs to really sink into the Supreme Kai, so I haven't really tested these guys out to see what they're like.
Well, as I said before we started this, I am making a full Kai team.
Mhm.
So that's fun. So I'm using this Tech Kai and the Strength Kai. And they are a lot better than I thought they were going to be. They're not great. They're not like blowing my mind or anything. But I mean, he's got attack and defense plus 20 per Realm of Gods category on the team. Like, that's not a cap. So that up to 6.
Right. Technically
with,
7 because your
20.
friend counts and it counts
Yeah,
itself, so you can
yeah,
be up to
so
140%
140.
attack and defense.
Which, that's not a sleeping on stat.
No.
Plus, he gives himself a key, which is fantastic. So he's basically got a super every turn. I haven't dumped any orbs in him myself either.
Really low defense at Rainbow at just under 7,000. But
Yeah.
even at 140% in Dokkan events, he's going to be fine.
Yeah. I mean, he's okay. Like, if you don't, I mean, he's also a Realm of God lead. So I mean, if you're rocking that free to play life, then
I mean, if
there
you
you
run
go.
categories
He's a really good free-to-play
in Battlefield, he's a suitable sub lead.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I don't know a whole lot of people that run categories in Battlefield.
I
Most
don't.
people run
Yeah,
mono.
no, everybody really
Nobody does
should just
that.
be advised to at least run monos for that.
Yep.
Yeah.
The only time I really run a category is like I make a Pure Saiyan's backup team, or I'll make like an Android's backup team, and then the first fight I always do it with Ginyu Force, just because it's an easy
get him out
one.
of the way.
So
Yeah.
this West Supreme Kai, what does she do?
She just gives herself some pretty crazy crit stat, but other than
Oh,
that,
yeah. So what is that? That's 30. Well, no,
it's pretty
49%.
good. It's high, yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, she has a high crit stat, but she's
And you
Yeah,
can
other
use
than that-
her to farm the super attack of the agility
The
summonable one.
agility one,
Yes.
yes.
And when she gets an awakening, boys,
Oh man, she's so good now.
oh man, she's gonna
She's
be so
like
good.
really like on Realm of Gods. She's like, if she gave even one key, she would be like the best support unit on Realm of Gods.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, I mean,
She's
Galactus
arguably
was
the
hard-
best support unit on
hard
Realm of
bait for
Gods now, just because of that chance of performing a critical hit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So-
the minute that event came out is the minute that I was like, okay, I gotta get this West Supreme Kai like SA.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know?
She's
100%.
see, I've used her. I like her a lot.
Oh,
Actually,
yeah, I've got 3 dupes in her. She's fantastic.
I used keys to get 6 copies of the red one, because I pulled the blue one like 3 months ago, and I'm like, no, this needs to be at 55%. I'm using
You're like,
keys.
let's go. I don't even blame you, dude. I don't even blame you.
So, but yeah, so they're both pretty good units. Farm those guys. Realm of Gods is the increased drop. It's really easy to do.
Yeah, a
Um,
lot of units in that category.
Yeah, and then of course there are all the extra bonuses. You don't even have to farm up that many. You get 4 of them just from doing these missions.
Mm-hmm.
So that's your paths right there. You need to farm 10 copies of each unit because you got everything else right here.
100% agreed.
So
Especially with that boost, like I said, with the boost system, you definitely can't go wrong. Minus the cooldown time that they give, because literally you could literally wait an entire like 24 hours before getting like a full stack of boost again.
I love
Pretty
how
sure.
Yep.
this one says total renewal because that's what it freaking needs.
It does. Mhm.
I
Yeah,
hate
yeah,
this
they revamp
event
that
so much. I do.
The only good thing about this event is that you can get Princess Snakes.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
You can get the well, it's not Princess Snakes. You can get the Icarus, the support item Icarus out of this one.
Wait, what? No, you kill.
No, you can get
Yeah,
No.
level 5 you can get Princess Snake.
Yeah.
Oh, this
Yeah,
doesn't
you have
say
to
that.
fight a specific enemy.
Oh, does it
It
say it
drops
down
it.
here? Oh, it does down here. If you fight, Gaz and Mez. Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, you can farm Princess Snakes. You can also farm your Icaruses here, which are really good.
Mhm.
Indeed.
I need to complain about this right here.
Its drop rate is so terrible.
So on my old account, I needed 1 of these medals for something. I don't remember for what it was.
Mhm.
3 straight days
Oh yeah.
running this damn
believe it.
event over and over
I believe
again,
it.
not
I
getting
believe it.
1 of these
Mhm.
medals to drop.
Mhm.
Like, I seriously have like nom flashbacks when I see this event. It's like, no.
It's bad.
That-
All I did, I have the Vegeta and the Raditz, and I was like, oh cool, I can finally awaken them. Ha ha. No.
Oh no, you can. You just need to no
me,
life
yeah,
yourself for the next 5
No,
days.
I did it for like 3 hours straight, and I finally got enough to awaken the Raditz. And I'm like, all right, Vegeta, suck it. I don't care. I'm done.
Yeah, I've got all of them, and I've got all of them awakened. And the only one I had to farm medals for was for the Nappa, because I knew how bad this event was, and every time those medals showed up in the Baba shop, I bought those damn things.
Oh yeah.
This is seriously, this event needs a total renewal.
And that kind of goes back to what I said the other earlier in the podcast too. If you even look right under it too, there's like no weakness that they've given, nor any
Yep.
increased drop,
Nope.
which I feel is, and this is kind of the thing that I'm talking about. Like a lot of events, like similar to this one, around ones that have came out around the same time that this event has come out. I feel like these are the types of events that need revamps because,
Exactly.
like, don't get me wrong, like cards like the Great Ape Vegeta, the cards like Raditz, I don't feel like is definitely used as much, but I feel like a lot of people do, at least at some point, feel like they will start using Vegeta. I'm just gonna be real, like
Yeah,
I've
he's
used him a
decent
lot.
unit. Technically,
He's
it's plus
definitely-
80, right?
I believe so, and he's definitely
Yeah.
he's definitely a unit that's worth having. Like if you
Yeah.
don't have him now, and I feel like with events like this, especially ones that allow you to get medals to awaken summonable units similar to this, I feel like this is like the step that Dokkan needs to take, like, and just go back and just make renewals on a lot of these old events, because some of these definitely are needing of it, like 100%.
Mm-hmm.
This Nappa needs an EZA. Give it to me. Give it to me as an Extremes area. I don't care.
Great,
Make
great ape EZAs.
like literally make it. Yeah, put all of the great apes together. Put them in an
Yeah, do
Extreme
it.
Z area. I don't even care
Yeah.
if you give me an Extreme Z battle. Give me an Extreme Z area. Let me play
I mean,
with my apes.
Let's go, dude. Like Super Baby
I
2 with an
agree.
EZA, Nappa, Raditz, Vegeta. Let's get them all EZAs.
Yep, let's hook them up. Give me some extra love for Fasha. You know,
Right? Yeah, the whole Bardock
the
team.
whole
down.
Let's go.
squad.
Down.
Every
I
ape.
use-
Let's do it.
I
Well, Nappa
use
doesn't
a
even
giant
wait
form
there.
with all Bardock units as it is already. That's probably one of my favorite teams to run.
I love Giant Form. I do. And like I was so happy when they introduced the hidden potential system to the ape side of things, but they can be so much better. They need to be so much better. Like Ozaru was like the thing to be afraid of for the longest time. I mean, there's a reason why it was Vegeta's trump card in the first fight in Dragon Ball Z.
Yep.
That's true. And then again, when Baby did it later. I mean, he's fighting Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and he's like, "All right, let's go."
But yeah, as far as the free-to-play
Okay.
units from this event, the only one that's even remotely arguably worth farming is the Nappa because he is an ape unit and he can awaken and get potential system. He's not really that good.
And collection.
Yeah, I mean that's why I got him because I like my
Just to
apes.
say you have him.
Yep,
His
pretty
card art's
much.
really good too. I
He's
like
got
his card.
transform, so he's gonna fit in on your giant team. You know, he's got brutal beatdown and tough as nails, which I think a few of those units in the giant form have, and Saiyan Roar is one that's shared by most of the Saiyan transformation units.
Which Saiyan Roar is low key one of the best abilities in the game.
It
Attack
25%
plus
attack
25%.
is ridiculously
That's
good.
insanity. That is a crazy link skill.
Not only that, but you can farm that Nappa for the Baba Shop Nappa.
Yeah.
as well.
That is
Oh, yeah,
true.
that's true.
That is true. Yeah, I don't even I got to start working on my Baba Shop units.
Yeah, people don't talk a lot about the Baba Shop units.
Well, they're mostly inconsequential anymore, but for free-to-play players, if you want to be 100% free-to-play, they're some of the best leads you can get. So this event right here is another one of those events that just awakens a ton of units.
Of units. Oh yeah.
So
So many.
so many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 units from this one. So that includes the free-to-play Ribrianne.
Of course.
Mhm.
Dubbed the waifu event or the Peppy Gal event for
No
obvious reasons.
Three
Yeah.
of those units should not be waifus. If they are, you need to.
Yeah.
Contact your local FBI. Yeah, you are not a waifu. You are not a waifu. You are not a waifu. You are all
Wait,
the
who-
products of what
who-
happens when you get a waifu. Oh yeah, you're not a
Who-
waifu
who's
either.
who's the first waifu? Hold on.
There's
Wait,
these
wait.
four. These four can't be
G-
waifus. Wait, no.
Yeah, GT Pan.
GT
Bulma
Pan,
Youth, right?
Bulla,
Bulma's a youth, right?
and
Bulma, yeah.
Chi-Chi Youth. This one I'll argue. This is the one that ended up marrying Goku, but she's like 17. And American laws are different than Japanese laws.
It's just close enough.
So
Either way, moving on.
either way, farm 180 medals because all of these units are on every single banner. None of them are Dokkanfest exclusives. You can pull them at any time. Get your 180 medals. Be ready for when they come. Basically,
And
is
to
what
be
that
honest,
comes down to.
Some of
They're
these units
really
are
good.
really good. Like that
AGL my,
Chi-Chi?
I will stand by too.
AGL Mai, that strength Chi-Chi, she gives a defense plus 120% to
Yeah,
the team.
that her defensive
crazy.
bonus, her passive defensive bonus is like a leader skill for most characters.
Exactly. Yeah,
You
it's
know?
crazy.
Like,
Plus she seals, doesn't she? Bro, let's go.
yeah, she seals on super
she
attack.
destroys. Yeah, she's the best unit for Pepe Gal's SBR, besides killing.
Yeah.
Bulla is also a very good card too.
No, I would
Yes.
actually argue the best unit for Pepe Gal's SBR is Int Brienne.
Well, yeah, she's the lead.
But like even if she wasn't the lead, she'd still be the best individual unit because of what she does for her team. Like off of her passive. She lowers enemy attack by up to 30%. She increases Pepe Gal's key to attack and defense by 30%. I think she's probably in Peppy Gals the best unit for Peppy Gals. Personally.
good.
With good reason. I mean, given that she is the leader skill, it definitely does provide that word leader very well, especially with the team.
Yeah. Also note the irony that I'm arguing that Kale and Khalifa are not the best at something.
Also, not only that, but bear in mind this too. Not only is she a Peppy Gals lead, but she's a transformation boost secondary lead.
Yes.
Yeah, but okay, let's be real. What transformation boost team are you making with it?
I mean, true.
If you don't have a transformation boost lead,
You do not have
120% is not a bad leader skill to throw on.
Well, I know,
not
but
at
like,
all.
look at the team you're gonna make with that. Like, are you gonna put Gogeta on that team? She's not gonna link with him at all.
Every time.
Or like Broly, the transforming Goku and Vegeta. You gonna put Majin Buu on that team? Like, like, come on. But I mean, I understand that.
It's still something. Like, let's say you don't have Super Buu and you want to make a transformation boost team. Boom,
There you go.
Brienne right there.
I would rather farm physical Frieza. At least he'll link with the team.
Int
It's
Brienne,
only a 77 lead. But...
Strength Ribrienne, Physical Ribrienne,
There
And
you go.
actually,
see?
they're all
Android
different names, too.
21.
The rest of my
There you
kids.
That's 4 members of your 6
There you
right
go.
there, and they all link. Plus they're technically Peppy Gals, so they'll benefit. You could take
That's true.
this Android
Suck it,
21.
Trevor.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, fuck me. Yeah.
I'm
You
just saying.
apologize and you
Under
apologize right now.
transformation boost,
I'm
you could
sorry.
technically run an all Peppy Gals transformation boost team.
That's true.
That is-
true.
Trevor, I just think I came up with your next video idea.
I don't have any of those units, but yeah,
Yeah.
I should do that.
Do you need to borrow my account?
Right.
But no, I think it could be done. I really do think that would be a lot of fun to do too. But
We should
yeah,
do it next stream out.
I don't have Imp Brienne.
You want to borrow my account?
I haven't-
I
guess I have to.
rainbowed her, by the way, in the Kale.
Oh, I
Jesus.
want her so bad.
I pulled 3 of her in one fucking multi. I was so upset.
I just want her because I am seriously one of the biggest, I would say, evangelists for this particular unit, for this particular style of kit. If we had other leaders that did for their teams what she does for her team, it would just be
Yeah.
a lot more fun, I think.
I agree. She does a lot for her team.
Yep. For her, I mean, again, it's
Not a
one of
lot
those
of leaders do that.
situations where, I mean, well, you've got like Turles. Turles is a great example of a leader that is also a support unit for his team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know, we need more of that. Like,
I agree.
if you look at
100%
like
agree.
Ultimate Gohan, the Strength Ultimate Gohan, the Hybrid Saiyans lead, if they'd have given him just Ki +2 to all allies, how much better would he have been as a leader? Like, everyone hates that character as a leader because he doesn't fit with the rest of the team.
Yeah.
If they'd have just given him Ki +2 to all allies, not even attack and defense, just Ki +2 to all allies, he'd have been a much better
That's
unit.
something. Yeah.
You know. Let's see here. So then we've got this one. This is a great event because I think this is the first time it's ever
Yeah.
come back.
Yeah, it is.
And
Yep.
that was, when did this event originally come out? 2018. October of 2018. And it's now January of 2020. So yeah, it took a while for this guy to come back.
That free to play 21 is really not that bad either.
She's really not. And both versions,
solid,
again,
yeah.
you can farm 2 copies. So you have one awakened and one not awakened.
Yep.
And you can actually run them both.
I gotta go pee, so I'm gonna be right back.
Don't
I-
give me ideas. Don't give me ideas.
She's got the healing. She's an android's category boost. So yeah, I mean, you could if you wanted to. She doesn't benefit like Pappy Gals or transformation boost a whole lot, but she's there. Like we were just talking about, you could make those crazy
Yeah.
teams.
Definitely will point out one fact as well. In terms of being a completionist, don't do what I did and actually rainbow both of them.
I already did that. Well, not the first one, but I did rainbow the other one.
I'm debating. Like I have the awakened one rainbowed. I'm just debating whether or not I want to farm the other one. I guess I got to decide soon because this is going
She's a
away.
cutie.
Yeah, for
Sunday?
sure. And you don't want to wait like another 2 years.
No, I don't know
to
when this is
do
going away.
She's a cutie,
Let's see
dude.
here.
Do it.
I actually do prefer Human 21 over Monster 21.
Agreed.
Current events. This is another good thing, guys. If you ever want to know when your events are leaving, you can go to the wiki So let's see here. So these are all leaving on the 7th of February, technically the night of the 6th of February, because this shows you guys in Central Time. So, because that's where I'm at. So my events end technically just after midnight, February 7th, which would be February 6th, like Pacific time.
Right.
So,
At least with the fighters one, it doesn't go until the 17th.
oh yeah, I forgot the fighters one go until the 17th. So yeah, actually I do have some time. I might be lazy and not do that right now because I'm sick of farming right now.
You have plenty of time.
I got plenty of time. All right, let's move on to talking about some banners here.
Really quick is also another thing to kind of point out. I forgot to say this. This event is good for you to first farm the Bulma support item in stage 1, the one that gives a 25% attack, and then stage
With the heal one?
Yeah. Or no, it's not. It doesn't heal. No, sadly.
No, this is the 25% all allies
Oh.
for 5 turns.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Not tech Bulma.
Yeah, that's good for
Gotcha.
punching bag event, and then also stage 9 also gives you swords as well. So.
There you go.
And then level 7, you can farm this Bulma, which is a pretty good one too. Attack and defense 20% for 3 turns.
True.
Yeah, I do like that Bulma.
Yep, that's a good one. That's one of the better farmable items that isn't like related to giving you health, I think.
Yep.
All right, so let's talk about banners. This is actually today, right now, last chance to summon on this banner right here. It goes away tonight. So if you have not done your step ups, but at this point you're probably not going to, let's be real. But if I can convince you to do your step ups, there is more value in these 3 rounds of summonings than in most of the banners you're going to see for the rest of the year.
Yep. I wholeheartedly agree with that.
If you don't already have most of the units in the game, like most of the Dokkan Fest exclusive units and most of the LRs, there is more value in this banner than literally anything else you're going to pull on, except for maybe Anniversary and Download Celebration.
Yep. I agree.
Especially with this one now adding the additions of transporting Vegeta,
Yep.
Super Saiyan Gogeta, you got
Broly.
Broly, you got Tech Hit, you got Metal Cooler. There's so many good units on this, and I keep stressing this. I had to stress it on my stream yesterday while Anthony was there. This is a must summon. No,
Yeah,
I
I mean,
agree.
Tech Broly is on this banner, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tech
Get
Broly
on
is
that.
it.
These are all the non-Dokkan Fest LRs that are on this banner. And the thing is that all of these units that you see, doesn't matter if it's an extreme class, extreme type, category leader, super class, whatever, all of these units are on every step of this banner. You could literally pull 5 times and pull 5 LRs. Not saying it's going to happen, but I'm saying it
But
could.
it's a chance.
Like,
Yeah.
literally, you could pull Strength Broly, another unit I've never freaking pulled, on your 20 stone first step. You could.
Yep.
I do want to touch up on this as well. Is the other reason why I push so hard for people to like pull on this banner, on top of the fact that it is always like you have 5 potential chances to even get an LR. You also save 100 stones with this specific version, given that you only spend 200 when each multi is already 50 stones. So technically, with the 20 and the 30 steps, you are saving at least a chance of 2 multis afterwards.
Well, yeah,
And
I mean,
think that's really generous to do, especially given that you get an EZA unit, then you can get like a super extreme, mono lead, then you get the category super type lead, and then so on and so forth. And the fact that you're able to pull every single type of those units potentially on each of the lowest summon banner or the lowest stone banners is actually 100% worth it.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
it's-
my first run through of this step up, because I did the step up that came out, a couple months ago, and that one was fire. But this one, I pulled 3 Intellect Goku or Intellect Golden Frieza.
Yeah.
3
Mm-hmm.
in 2 multis. I did 1 multi, and then I did another multi. Got 2 in that one. And that's just what I'm saying. You can rainbow some of these units. You can get dupes. I mean,
Yeah.
and dupes for these specific units are like way more worth than other.
I mean,
summonable
the list
SSRs.
of Extreme Z Awakening units, I mean, okay, so let's take a look here. Janema's probably one of the best TURs in the game. Like,
Yep.
no, Boo's one of the best support units in the game. Broly becomes an infinite attack and defense stacker.
Yep.
None of
Tech
these
Golden
units
Frieza.
suck.
Thanks.
is what I'm
Like,
saying.
no. Yeah.
Like anything with an extreme Z
I
awakening
mean,
is a good
let's be
unit.
real.
There are some EZAs that are not as good as others.
That strength Broly's kind of boo.
Int Gohan, I wouldn't say he sucks. I would say Int Gohan is disappointing. You know,
They could have did better with Gohan, but
they
he's
could have
still
done much better with Int Gohan,
terrible.
but
I-
his came pretty early though. Really.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was one of the first ones. I
Yeah.
think.
I do like to also point out, especially like, because I've been saying it since the beginning of this podcast too, is about like, especially for new players, this is one of the
Exactly.
easiest banners to cop. Literally, almost every one of the leader skills and potential category units that you might need for events
Oh,
like
yeah.
this. And that's
Dude,
kind
could
of
you
that's kind of
imagine
one of the
day
good
oneing
things
during
about
this
that.
banner?
Oh,
I
yeah.
could actually, dude. I actually
I'd be
I
so
haven't
bummed
I
because
haven't
I'd be
really
like, I
played
have to
it, but
spend
I've actually
money.
started a reroll account. I've been
Yeah,
starting a
when
reroll
you-
account just for the sake of getting step ups.
When you start a Dokkan account, they give you like 130 stones. You can almost do a whole rotation.
Well,
of this.
it depends on when you start your account, but yeah, starting your account during a celebration, you're always going to get bonus stones and
Yeah.
stuff. So,
Like, I'll put it as an example for just me in general. Like, I always summon on these. I always do the full rotations. Like, I had been summoning for Super Saiyan 3 Bardock ever since it first came out. I had put so many stones and so many banners that featured him. I could not pull it. Finally pulled him on the step up banner.
There you go.
It's
Yeah,
like the
there's-
best way to get a unit that you have not been able to get.
I pulled
Yeah.
what, 2 or 3 copies of physical Future Gohan. Not a unit that I was chasing, but a unit I had never pulled before. And the collector in me is like, heck yeah, let's do this.
Yeah, I
agree.
finally got my first copy of Intellect Gogeta yesterday, and Tech EZA Gotenks and Tech EZA Beers. So I was really happy to get all 3 of those I'd never had before this whole time. And yeah, they're kind of older units that no one really cares about anymore, but just because I hadn't had them this whole time.
I know, I'm
Yeah.
always hyped to pull
Yep.
something new.
It definitely held
Yeah.
a different value for you in comparison to like what it might hold.
Exactly.
And that's what I like about this banner. It's like compared to every other banner, like obviously we expect, oh, a new unit's gonna come out, it's gonna be super broken. You're gonna try to, hold as many stones as you can before the banner comes out in anticipation that like, oh, I want this new unit that's coming out. It's gonna be better than the last ones that came out in the Dokkan Fest. But what I like about the step up banners, especially like this too, is even if they are bringing back some of the old god leaders too, like with the EZA units, I've actually been enjoying EZAs kind of more than the mono leads, like especially like with Strength Gogeta and Tech God Tanks. Like I would take them any given day over in Gogeta and Fizz God Tanks, just in my opinion though, because of just how good they are, especially with their EZA, and even more so, I feel like for me when AGL EZA or Vegito comes out, I'll be taking him more than Fizz SV personally, but
I think I
maybe
like.
not so much with the EZA that they did on him, but still.
I really like the fact that the more current EZAs that we're getting, like Golden Frieza and Physical Goku Black, they just become flat type leaders. They're not extreme or super.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you see? Well, EZA Strength Cell, he's a 120 lead for strength now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, is he a
Cool.
120 strength lead? Now I really need him. Jeez.
He's good, man.
Like I'm having all kinds of issues with, like, I'm trying to make mono teams for
I do all the
Legendary
time.
Goku. And I just have all kinds of issues finding the right units to put together to give myself a fighting chance.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that, and to kind of dissect it on my end too with the summoning on this banner too. It's really good to, if you're chasing units, for those who have been playing for a while and you feel like you can't get a unit, this is actually one of the better opportunities. I went similar to Tystra. I literally was chasing SSBE since his release, and same thing with Full Power Goku, and they've been my white unicorns for the longest time, and I think I finally got SSBE like my second set of the step ups, so it wasn't too bad. I really didn't want to go 2 step ups, but it was still worth the amount of units that I got, the amount of units that I was able to rainbow, like Tech Extreme Class Frieza's probably one of the more like insane banners to be on. So that's why I always advise, like when these banners come out, at least try to do your best to at least hold some stones for it 100%.
Exactly.
And I guess the only other thing left to say about this particular banner is after the 3 rounds are gone and you've got your discounts and they're all gone, ignore it. Forget it's even there.
Yep.
There's no longer value in the banner after you're not guaranteed one of these. because there are
Exactly.
so many featured units. What are there? 52 featured units on this banner. Normally we have 7 featured units on a banner.
Yep.
Keep that in mind. There's no value on this banner after your guarantees are gone.
Exactly.
It goes from you should summon to
You should just, yeah, it's like you summon first, and then it's just like, okay, you got your guarantees, now leave me alone.
Yep.
Okay.
I was happy that this time around we got 3 sets.
Yeah, no, that's nice.
That was cool.
So,
I should've get 4.
next up we'll talk about the weekend banner. There's not a whole lot to talk about here.
No.
You're gonna summon on it. It's what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
I'm actually saving all of mine to do it all at once, and I'll talk about that later. But again, this is one where you can pull LRs for free. All these guys down here are LRs. Every unit that's up here that are featured units, they are non-banner units that are in every banner that you pull on. So there's nothing special about any of them except for
It's
I
free.
mean, EZA tech.
EZAs.
Tech Vegeta. There's only 2. Yeah, Goku and Vegeta, the strength.
These
Goku
2 right here?
And Tech Vegeta are both EZA. Yeah.
Yeah, those 2 EZA. So
But
that's it.
they're not.
Well, this
They're like
this
secondary
this Goku right here, he is the one that you'll want, like if you're trying to use strength units for the punching bag.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
he's one of the
Correct.
units that you can use as a lead for that. But that's really the only other notable unit on here, in my opinion.
Also, perfect Lecky partner for Super Saiyan 4 Gokus,
Yep,
Yep.
yep, yep.
which is great.
So
And,
Yeah, but I
and-
mean, it's free,
and it's
so
free.
why not?
So,
Exactly,
yeah,
it's free.
Exactly.
exactly.
You
So
don't have to spend anything; you just play the game. and then-
exactly. There's no debate over value. You're getting something
Yeah.
for nothing. The value's already there.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And if you don't get an SSR, which you might not, it's not guaranteed.
Right.
But
It's not a
still
guaranteed
worth it. It's
SSR.
still a free summon that they're
And even
throwing
if you
at
get
for
nothing, you get Baba points, which is something.
free.
That's right.
All right. Then we've got the Extreme Z Dokkan Festival with Cell.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
it's a pass banner for me.
I don't recommend it myself.
I mean, with 3 featured units, if you are desperately wanting one of those 3 units, it's 30
Still-
stones.
You would sell what?
It's 30 stones. 30 stones. I'm not saying I desperately want the cell,
I know, but
I'm
it's
just-
easy.
but it's a good example. Like if I really wanted this, I could justify saying, okay, I'll do the 3 summons at 30 stones each, and for less than what it costs me to do 2 multis, I'll do 3.
Exactly.
That's where the value comes into it for me.
No, yeah, I agree. The discounts are actually really
But
good
that's
for this
it.
banner for those who really are in. Need
Wait,
of,
is
like,
this
a
one
unit.
discounted?
No, they're not discounted.
No, I'm thinking the category banners. Never mind,
Oh,
Easy Pass.
Okay, never mind.
Easy Pass, never mind.
Yeah,
But I mean-
EZA banners are never discounted.
Yeah. So like I
If you
said, unless you're like desperately chasing one of these 3 units, I mean, if you are desperately chasing Vegito, like if you've
I
been
mean,
like,
let's be
I want
real,
Vegito.
If you want to throw away stones, summon all you want.
Exactly.
whatever you want.
Like
Sure.
I mean, it's your
when
game.
we
At
say
the end of the
when
day,
we
it's
say
your
whether or
game.
not you should summon, we're not talking to the people that spend money. We're talking
true.
to our free to play or very minimalist spenders, because they're the ones that are generally going to ask, where's the best value for my stones? Whales are like, I got the money, give me the units.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, not this banner.
And I'm not ever going to step up and tell someone how to spend their money. That's not my business. But if you want to talk about value for your stones, I'll have that conversation.
Mhm.
I feel like I
So
should personally attack here
why?
because I'm a whale.
Dude,
Oh.
I'm a whale too. Well, I would say right now I'm more of a dolphin. On my old account, the one that got stolen, in the 3.5 years that I'd played it, I'd spend $4,000. That's I'm gonna be I don't know if my wife's watching right now or not, so let's move on from this conversation.
Real quick though, before we leave this banner, that Super Vegito is getting an EZA. Why he's on this
Yeah.
banner?
Yeah, he's awesome.
His EZA is fire.
Yeah.
He's getting a very good EZA.
So
Not the best, but very good.
Yeah, so if you guys have that unit, definitely.
So this is the category banner. This is where you can have your 30 stone discount up to 3 times. Again, none of these units right here are Dokkan Fest units, so they're on every banner that you pull on. But there are LRs. Every LR is available. So this could be a situation where you're like, I don't know, I feel the itch to summon. I got 30 stones. You might walk away with an LR. Do I suggest you summon on this? No. What do you guys think?
I agree. I would not summon on it. For me, it's personally a pass banner. Like, obviously, with just the featured units, especially more specifically in this category one, not in like the other categories. I'm just going to dissect just mainly this specific category banner. I personally think that the Tech SSB, Vegeta in here, the Itmai, the AGL Mai, Gowasu are probably the main hit units that you want to look for if you do plan to summon on this. And then, like, also, like you said, with the added addition that you do have the chance to pull every LR in the game, but still, for me, I always consider banners, especially like this, to be a pass banner regardless of the discount, because to me it doesn't really feel like it evens out too well.
No, I definitely have to agree. Like, besides the fact that the two newest units that are in this banner, one featured, one non-featured, being Gowasu, and then obviously you had the chance to get Kale Khalifa. Yes, those are good units to get. However, like, it's so diluted in the pool that there's no guarantee, especially with LRs in these banners. They're very scarce. With 208 SSRs, like unfeatured, like you're not guaranteed an LR. So honestly, it's a very easy skip.
It's a guaranteed featured every summon, isn't it?
It is, but with how many features there are, you're not guaranteed to get the Wasu.
Well, yeah, I know. I mean, I will say that the last time when that Future Saga category banner came out, the first time, I summoned on it twice.
I summoned once.
I got Gowasu, and I was really happy about it.
Yeah.
But should I have summoned on it? No. I would not recommend that to anybody. I just really wanted Gowasu really bad.
So, as I'm showing here, guys, there's 208 non-featured SSRs on this banner. You're interested in one LR, you have a 0.672% chance to pull one LR off of this banner.
It's a very small.
Yeah, it's
small.
chances are pretty low.
It's less than a percent. That's actually a higher percentage than, you know, the chance of my marriage surviving if my wife ever finds out what I spend on Dokkan. But yeah, so I think we're all pretty much in agreement that, I mean, there's some nice value in there as far as like if you get lucky on your stones, but we don't want to press our luck on the stones.
No.
Yeah, for the casual whales, this is definitely a banner. Like, I feel like they would just throw away, like, for the sake of making content. Just to be honest.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Agreed. Hard pass.
Then we've got kind of like what I would call right now our kind of our feature banner.
Oh yeah.
This Dragon Ball Heroes World Mission banner. This is both a great and a terrible banner. Okay.
I agree.
Let me explain. Let me explain what I'm saying here. First off, it's great because it's a guaranteed featured. You are going to get one of these units right here every time you summon. Okay, love that. That's great for your value. It's terrible because it gives you blue coins.
I agree.
And it's terrible because there's only a 3% chance to pull these units down here.
My boo.
So
Yeah.
this is a great banner because you know this is the only pool of SSRs you're going to ever pull from. You are never going to get another SSR outside of these ones. So you know if you're pulling for it that you got a really great chance to get what you're going for if it's featured. If it's unfeatured, you're screwed.
Well, I mean, unless you want them.
You know.
That's up, you know.
Well, no,
that's
because
up-
like, let's say, okay, so like what happened last time was Supreme Opie of Time here wasn't featured. I wanted her. I put a lot of stones into that banner, but because she was only a 3% chance to be pulled as an unfeatured unit, I never pulled her. Now that she's a 7% chance featured, I still haven't pulled her, so it's neither here nor there. But you get what I'm saying. Like, a lot of these units, Paikuhan, this Gotenks, Baby Janemba, Kid Buu here, they weren't featured on the last one either. So a lot of these have only ever been a 3% chance unfeatured unit since they've been on Global.
That's true.
That's where my complaint comes in. Like, if you're gonna make it like that, give us 50-50. Like, give us a chance to. You're already gonna give us the featured unit guaranteed to be our guaranteed to be one of the featured units. The 10th unit's guaranteed. So why also then increase the drop rate of those featured units on the other 9 slots? I guess is my argument.
Yeah. So the question is, do we recommend someone on this banner?
I do. I mean, I do definitely. Every unit on here is solid. I know you want to talk about Cooler.
Golden Cooler, so underrated. It's not even funny. You would not believe how many people come to my stream and are like, Golden Cooler? Like, everyone was super hyped when it came out on JP. Everyone was like, oh my god, Golden Cooler! And now everyone's had time to, like, marinate in that, I guess. And now they decided he's bad. But, like, he is a support unit. Okay? He gives all allies key +2. Attack and defense plus, what, 30%? 20%?
20%.
Yeah. That in itself, there's units in the game that just have that. Just that alone. That's it.
Well,
and he has attack and defense plus 100%.
Well, and then on top of that, if you're running him on the Dragon Ball Heroes, he gives an additional attack and defense plus 30% and launches an additional attack.
And he raises attack every turn. So he gets to be smashing people. Yeah, his defense isn't great. I'll give you that. But, I mean, he is a support unit, so...
Right.
Like,
I mean, he's not a tank.
Yeah, he's not a tank. So, I mean, I've run him on my Wicked Bloodline team. Fine. He doesn't do the additional, but he's a support, which is fantastic.
And he's got great links for that team, too.
Yeah, I mean, he's got, what is it?
Universe's Most Malevolent for the 15%. Strongest Clan in Space for the key. He's got defense ones.
Yeah, he's a good unit. Everyone's like, oh, if you don't run him on... My defense is that, no. Good. Plus, he's a time traveler.
Yep.
So you can run him on that if you like. He's got Shattering the Limit. It's good. He's a good unit.
He is a good unit. He's definitely worth pulling for. I have him. I don't have any. I think I have him at 41% because I don't have any super attack in him. But he's fun. I like using him.
Yeah, he's great.
What do you guys think about Cooler?
I think it's a solid unit. Like Trevor said, I feel like he definitely got overlooked a little bit, like since his release on JP. But other than that, like the banner for me, like I'll agree with you. I think it is a banner worth summoning on, especially if you're one who is looking for collectors. You're one for who's looking for maybe that extra unit to have like on a category team. Because somewhere, some way, a lot of these units fit on different categories, not just Dragon Ball Heroes. And the fact that they're so versatile in their own unique ways is definitely not a banner I would necessarily pass on or tell people to pass on. Necessarily for me, I would pass on it, but for the other player out there who might be looking for something extra, I would definitely think it's a banner that's worth summoning on for sure.
Tystra, if I said don't summon on this banner if you haven't completed your step-ups, would you agree with that?
Actually, yes, I would say. I would say if you have not completed your step-ups, do your step-ups first.
I agree.
You get more bang for your buck on your step-ups, but for someone like me who did his step-ups and everything, this banner was an easy summon for me. Like, look at just the overall roster of what you have and what you can get from it. It's fantastic. I'm going to make a bold prediction. These 3 fusions, Gohanks, Vegix, and the Gotenks, those 3 are going to awaken next year. Guaranteed.
And they're going to be ridiculous.
They're going to be ridiculous for fusions. And fusions is going to... I think honestly, fusions might go back to like top 5
actual
again. It's still very good. Like with the combination of movie heroes, but fusions will be top tier by next year.
You don't think Xeno Goku and Xeno Vegeta are gonna get awakening?
I think they will. Not the Super Saiyan 3s though.
Well,
they just got their awakening with this banner.
Yeah.
I would love for those two to awaken.
Those 2 deserve an awakening.
They
do,
they do 100%.
This Vegeta especially.
Yeah, Vegeta's family support.
First off, yeah, he's the Vegeta family support, but he's another one of those units. 30% permanent raise to his defense every time he supers.
He's really good.
That's my favorite ability in the game.
I would say if they do not awaken those 2 units by next year with those fusions units, it would be a great disservice to Dokkan.
I agree.
Absolutely.
But yeah, if those 3 fusions get an awakening, they're gonna be
monsters.
they're gonna be fire.
They're gonna be scary good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually still summoning on this banner.
Yeah.
Like the next time I get to 50 stones, if this banner's up, I'm summoning again because I still don't have Cumber. And
I don't have Cumber either.
I don't have Cumber, and I don't have this Demigra. Not saying that I want to collect them all, but they're the only 2 extreme physical Dragon Ball Hero units, and I want to run Super Battle Road with Dragon Ball Heroes.
Hmm.
So I need a physical unit, so I'm going to keep summoning on that, and I'm probably going to end up screwing myself on Future Gohan because I want Cumber, but
Well,
priorities,
to be
right,
fair,
kids?
Future Gohan's not that great.
I don't
Not
have a
very
Hybrid Saiyans leader. That's the only reason I want him.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
So-
say for me, the only units I'm missing from the Dragon Ball Heroes banner is the Vegex, the Gotenks, the Super Saiyan Gotenks, Pycon, Demigra, and
I'm missing everything, so.
I'm missing quite a bit, so I'm not gonna go on the list.
Let's see here. Don't have it. Don't have it. Don't have it.
Supreme Kai Thick is the best.
Don't have it. Don't have it. Don't have it. Don't have it. And that's it.
I have no features. I have like very minimal of the other cards possible. Like I have Super Saiyan 3 Trunks and Gohan, I think, and Vegeta and Goku, and that's about it.
I want
And
this
Saiyaman
guy
3, actually.
just for his card art.
I got
He's
two.
really good. He's a good unit.
Does
that
he
unit is
awaken?
slept on.
He doesn't awaken.
No,
Okay.
it's a very slept on unit. But
Nice.
he raises defense. He gets pretty tanky.
I see that.
when he-
Yeah.
when he gets hit.
Recovers. As damage dealt, so you don't even need to super for that. Just any damage you do.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's an
He lowers
infinite.
attack.
Or no, he lowers attack
He
for
lowers attack and defense. Yeah.
3 turns. That's actually pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he's
is really
good.
good.
He's good, man.
I'm like, I like his card art. Trevor's like, he's actually a good card, dude. So yeah, this is, if you guys have already done your step ups, this is an easy summon on, in my opinion. The only real negative to the banner, other than the 7% 3% split, is the blue coins, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Really, you guys want to get your red coins. That's where for coins, red is the most valuable because you're able to get the better pool of units.
And to mention that it's only an Elder Kai for 10 coins too.
Well, until the support banners, or
Right,
until the
I'll take
support banners come back around, and then you can buy the support units,
Yeah.
which those are actually really good now that they're getting their awakenings.
Yeah. See, for me, like, I'll take the Kais any day, to be honest.
Yeah, me too.
I need more Kais.
Yep. Always need guys. So our second banner that's up right now, this is another one of those banners where mathematically there's a lot of value here. Just because it's double rates, which means you have double the chance of pulling all of these guys. But keep that in mind that it's 207 unfeatured, and at a 10%, you still only have a 0.048% chance of pulling any individual card that is unfeatured. That's your double rates, guys. Again, blue coins on this one. What do you guys think about this one? Is this a summon for you guys?
It's a skip.
Nope.
It's a skip.
Hard
Okay.
Because again, like, you look at this, and yeah, the launch in the Oceanus just got released.
Mhm.
If you're a whale and you're wanting those units now, then sure, summon. But honestly,
for it.
like, all these units are gonna be on future banners every time.
Yeah, they're even the launch and the Shinron are both going to be in the general SSR.
Yep, they will be in the general pool after this.
So
And as far as I go, I would also say skip. We know we have a better double rates banner coming soon. Because JP just had one for Spirit Bomb Goku, I think it was. And that's got a featured LR on it. That's a double rate banner with a featured LR. I'm going to summon on that over this any day of the week. But then you've got Dragon Ball Heroes. We currently have Dragon Ball Heroes right now versus the value of this banner. Yeah, these two units, the Kale, the Caulifla, they're really good. Int Brienne's phenomenal. The launch is good. I mean, they're all good units, but the real value, if you compare the two, Heroes has only been out twice on Global. These are going to be in every banner that's upcoming.
Exactly.
I mean, that's really the only reason why I would say to stay away from this one.
I agree.
So
I honestly have a gripe with the Kale and Khalifa because I I did 21 multis on LR Kale Khalifa banner. Did not pull a single one of those two.
Yeah, I don't have either one of them. I didn't go that deep.
I don't either.
But
I went deep.
Yeah.
I went almost. I was like, I need these, but I didn't get them.
Got to be careful about talking about how deep you're going. Out of context Dokkan is out there somewhere.
That's true.
No, I want it. I hope I'm featured one day. Out of context, just come in like, did somebody call for me?
So I do, before we switch off from this banner, I do want to give a cautionary tale, and that cautionary tale is a series of videos put out by DeTruth on this banner when it came out on JP. He spent, was it almost 8,000 stones trying to rainbow these two units.
Yeah, he spent
Didn't do
a
it.
lot of stones.
No, I think he ended up doing it. I think.
Oh, but after the 8,000 though.
Yeah, I think this was the banner where he just decided that from now on he's just going to rainbow like the main one and not worry about the secondary one unless it happens. You know. But yeah, this was one of the most legendary shafts Truth has ever had.
Yeah. He got a lot of good stuff, but it was just.
Yeah,
it
a lot of good stuff he already had.
He already rainbowed everything.
Exactly.
So.
That's I understand that it's a sustainable business model for him because he uses it and he makes content and people donate during streams, so he doesn't lose any money on what he's doing here.
Exactly.
But I just couldn't justify putting that kind of money into a mobile game. I couldn't.
It's your job, man.
I know. Even if it was my job, I'd be sitting there going, do I really want to put that much money into it? I mean, there is an overhead. You've got taxes you got to worry about. There's a lot of paperwork involved. I used to be a banker. I know these things. But yeah, so I think we're all, in agreement here. Don't summon on this. I mean, there could be some value here because of the double rates, but we know that there's a better double rates coming, and with Dragon Ball Heroes out right now and the Step Up out right now, this is pretty much an ignored banner.
Yeah, it's a trap.
So.
It's a trap.
So the next celebration on Global is going to be Gohan. We know this. Haven't had an official confirmation yet, but we've had data miner confirmation, so we'll say it's 99.9% confirmed. So let's take a look at Gohan's banner. And keeping in mind that the last two Dokkan Fest banners that came out on JP first that came over to Global have been changed. So this banner could be changed. Hit was just here in December on the SSBK banner.
Yep.
We're trying to think.
JP did not have that banner.
Right, which JP did not have that banner. So I think we're going to see banners that came out in JP are going to change more often now again. I think we're going into that particular phase again. Because when they introduce these global exclusive units, it screws up the rotation of everything. So if they were to just keep... Well, I think we experienced that last year where we had like transforming Goku and transforming Frieza on like 14 banners in a row. Like the agility Goku and the tech Frieza. Like pretty much every banner from the 4-year until the end of the year, those guys were on those banners. Because they didn't change them from JP. And I think they realized how irritating that is to the player base. Oh.
Or when they had SSBE on like every banner as well.
And didn't bring Turles back for 11 months? Or Hit back for a year? It just doesn't make any sense to me. So looking at this Gohan, he's going to be our new primary unit. He is a bond of Master and Disciple lead as well as a Hybrid Saiyans lead. Both key 3, hit point attack 170%, defense 130%. He raises his defense on Super. Attack and defense 100%, reduces damage received by 58% when hit points are 58% or less. What is up with the 58 thing? They love that.
That's just the number they chose.
Bond of Master and Disciple category allies, key +1, attack and defense 30%, transforms when conditions are met. And those are conditions of transform when hit points is 58% or more. And there is an ally on the team whose name includes Trunks, Kid and GT excluded, starting from the 4th turn of the battle. Not the worst transformation category. Or condition, I mean.
No.
So.
But again, we're going back to this the leaders that have support for their team,
Mm-hmm.
and this is one of those.
Yep. Yeah, running him on a Bond of Master and Disciple. I mean, even if you run him on as hybrid Saiyans, there's a lot of crossover in there for Bond and Master and Disciple with hybrid Saiyan.
With Gohans.
Yep. You
And
got
Trunks.
Gohans, you got Trunkses, other Gohans. You know, so you got a lot of options in there that you could, you know, even on a hybrid Saiyans team, it's going to work out really well with that support.
I'm just glad to have in my opinion, a better lead for hybrid Saiyans.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
agree.
I agree.
I'm just happy that we have something that's better than STR Gohan.
He still doesn't have prepared for battle to really give him any sort of like help there, but this in his passive makes up for a lot of it. You know,
Yeah.
being able to give his category allies key is better than what we have for the current Gohan that leads hybrid Saiyans.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be willing to imagine that strength Gohan's gonna be left in the dust.
Oh,
Pretty,
yeah.
pretty much until his EZA rolls around.
He's just gonna go on the shelf.
Can you imagine what it could be? What this game's gonna be like when we get to category EZAs?
Oh god.
What a dream.
So also new with this banner, we've got this Trunks. He is the sub lead for Bond of Master and Disciple. He is, let's see here. He doesn't do anything crazy here. He raises his attack and defense for 1 turn. It's not a stack, so it's nothing major.
His passive's a novel.
Let's see here. Attack and defense 100%. Key +3 plus an additional attack and defense 70% when there's an ally on the team whose name includes Gohan Future, plus an additional key +6. Performs a critical hit when there's an androids category enemy, plus an additional attack +70% when facing an enemy whose name includes Cell. Characters such as Cell Jr. are excluded. So this just reminds me of like the longest if and statement that I've ever written in computer logic. If this, then this, and this or this. These passives are getting ridiculous. You need like a roadmap to figure them out.
This
Yeah.
just reminds me of how Yu-Gi-Oh cards are nowadays, where they have a paragraph
Right.
of text, and it's still you don't know what's going on.
Right. Basically, the gist of this is he gets better when you're fighting Cell.
Yeah. Which
He's-
is only
he's-
beneficial in like very select events.
Exactly.
Which,
But, I mean, he
don't get
does
me wrong,
fight
I
androids
love the
as well.
Trunks. Yeah, I personally like the Trunks. I don't like,
too.
given that he's one of those units that isn't really going to be used for too much. I do really like this Trunks, and that's actually a biased opinion. If you guys don't know, like from my own personal experience and my own channel, literally Trunks is my favorite character. More specifically, the Cell Saga version of Trunks, basically this type of style, has always been my favorite. So this will probably be the only reason I summon on Future Gohan's banner. If I'm going to be completely honest with you.
Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna skip this banner entirely.
It's just because you like his hair, right? The overgrowth with the undershave.
That hair is baller.
Wish I had hair like that on the daily, dude.
I just wish I had hair.
Same. If I didn't have a Widow's Peak Vegeta, dude, I would just let it flow.
Dude, my
Let it
Widow's
rip the
Peak-
shave.
My Widow's Peak dwarfs that of the Prince of All Saiyans. Let's put it that way. Some
Okay,
people
then.
have a 4 head. I have a 5 head.
I got a bald head. No, but for me, I'll probably end up doing like maybe 1 or 2 summons on this. But honestly, this is another easy skip, especially with what we have coming like right after this.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. The
It's
stuff we
like
have coming up
night-
next is.
night and day.
Yep.
Night and day.
Also, by next week when we run this again, we'll have a lot more information about the anniversary, which is really going to affect how all of us are going to spend our stones between now and July.
Yeah.
I mean, I really do think that once we see all of the details for these anniversary units, that people are going to be like, cooler who?
I will not be like that.
I won't be like that. I'm probably
I
going to end up
guarantee you.
I'm probably going to end up summoning at least 3 times on this Gohan banner, but that's just because when I stream, I want to do, if I do summon on stream, I want to do a set of 3 at least, just because, here, watch me do one multi, where's the fun in that? You know, that did happen once though, with Kale and Khalifa. I was like, okay, here's the deal, if I pull him on the first one, I'm out. And I pulled him on the first one, so.
I freaking hate you. 21 multis, dude.
Now, let me
20
put it this way, dude.
What?
That
I
was
would-
not my first multi on the banner. That was my first multi on stream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, on
You are
stream.
forgiven.
So there were at least a half dozen or more before that.
Okay, Tystra is pleased.
So, all right. So this banner, I think we're all generally in agreement that we're gonna skip it because we know it's coming, not because the banner itself is necessarily bad or the units themselves are bad, just because we know the value of what's coming after this.
This is a lot greater.
I do want to pose this question for this banner. Since we did have tech hit on December, what are your guys' picks for the replacement unit?
Maybe Goku Vegeta.
Which one? Come on, man.
The Fizz Goku Super Saiyan Blue and the Vegeta Super Saiyan Blue, since they got awakenings. They're also Bond of Master Disciple.
You think they're gonna be featured?
I don't know, maybe.
They might be featured on there. My guess is they would end up being in the category banner for that if it ever comes around.
Yeah, I feel like they'd
Um,
definitely be more in a category standpoint.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Let me get back to this Goku banner. Okay.
I mean,
So Hit was featured on that banner.
Yeah, it's tough because like a lot of units that you could sub in for that hit were featured on that same banner.
See, and then they moved this Goku into the Piccolo banner. That's how we changed that banner. And then this SS4 Goku was moved into this banner as well. They took transforming Boo out of this banner, so I don't think they'll take transforming Boo out here.
yeah, I don't think so either. I think he's safe.
If we
They'll probably
replace
make it
Hit, could we see Zamasu? The agility Zamasu come back this early?
I don't think so. Only
That's
because
pretty
of the fact
soon.
That Zamasu and Trunks kind of go in a pair.
Okay, so let's say we take off these two, take off UI Goku, the two that kind of really don't fit. I mean, Boo doesn't really fit either. Let's be real here, but
Goku definitely.
let's take these two off and say that they put on Trunks and Zamasu. Then this banner becomes not so easy of a skip.
Then this banner becomes fire with both of those units.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I don't think they do that though. That's what sucks is like
That's OP.
even
The
though there
problem
is a
with-
Trunks unit, like I don't think they would go with that.
yeah, and I feel like the problem with that too is that given that this banner is almost already kind of a skip banner, including things like AGL, Zamasu, and Tech Trunks, really do take away from the main featured units. So their main goal is definitely not to put extra like featured units on there that are gonna dethrone the reason for summoning on the banner in the first place, or like who are the main Accord units to pull.
Yeah, that's why those 5 are just accent units.
Mhm.
Because they're good, but they're not like, oh yeah, I want to summon a transforming Boo. I mean,
Yeah,
I
like
do
at
that,
most,
but no one's gonna do that.
like I don't know, at most, if it like given that tech hit already doesn't fit, I can see them replacing it with something more from like a super standpoint, like maybe Jiren, maybe SSB.
Oh god, no, please don't.
But I don't think they'd go that far.
Please, no more cheering.
I mean, I'm just gonna be honest, man. I have to be honest about it. I feel like they're not gonna throw something on there that are people are gonna want to be more interested in pulling than like what they're trying to sell.
Exactly.
I mean, also keep in mind that not only do we have Cooler coming up, but we have Saiyan Day coming up, what, March 18th? Isn't that Saiyan Day? So we have no idea what the value in a banner for that's going to be if they do something this year. I know they did something last year.
I was gonna say maybe Planet Namek Goku, but I was like, I don't.
Well,
I think
they
that
just
would
put
be
Namek Goku on
Piccolo.
Piccolo's banner at the beginning of this month, so I don't
It
think
would
we'll
be
see
way
him.
too soon. That'd be way too
So
soon.
Which, I mean, we all know why they did that.
Yeah.
So you'd summon on Piccolo.
right, that's why I'm saying. I mean, since we've seen that happen, like seriously, he just came out.
Yeah.
Where was that? Right here. Came out in November. So his banner ended in December. December 9th is when it ended. And he comes back on a banner that began like New Year's Day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's why I'm saying we might actually see Trunks and Zamasu on this banner.
Yeah, I guess it kind of has been a little long. I thought.
I mean,
Trunks and
because
Zamasu.
they were November, like the beginning of November.
Right.
I don't know if they'd both be on there. I could see maybe one of them on there, but both of them? That's
Yeah,
just...
both is asking too much. Like at
That's
most,
a
I would see Zamasu on there before Tech Trunks personally.
Yeah, that's what I went with originally was when I said you might replace Hit with Zamasu. But I mean, if you end up putting them both on there, this banner becomes really, really hard to skip. Even if you put just Zamasu on here, I wouldn't say it becomes hard to skip, but it becomes a banner you have to think about a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't pull Zamasu when they were out, so definitely worth the unit. He's a fantastic unit. He'd be worth the pull.
Watch them get rid of Hit and just make it extremely fire and put freaking 300 mil download Gohan LR.
Oh man.
I mean, hey, man, if they do that, then it's definitely not a skip banner.
Yeah, there's anytime they put a Dokkan Fest exclusive LR on a banner, you summon on that banner if you don't have it already.
It becomes like, oh.
Which also means he'd be available for coins.
Mm-hmm.
So keep that in mind as well. But yeah, this banner, like I said, they're most likely going to change it, but if it stays exactly like this is such an easy skip.
Yeah, easy skip.
So, as part of the celebration coming up, we have yet another Extreme Z area, this time for the intelligence trunks that you can farm up. Again, an extremely limited pool of characters.
Really?
Yep.
I did not know this was happening.
Yep, extremely limited pool of characters. These 4 right here are all farmable from events that are coming out. Let me.
The story event that releases with the Future Gohan.
Yeah, because they're revamping this event right here. So they've added in 2 more units to farm from this event, the 17 and the 18. They've given this Gohan an extra level awakening so he can awaken to Super Saiyan Gohan. So now both Future Gohan and Super Saiyan Gohan Future are farmable when this comes out next week.
What for me to do?
Yep, so you have to farm all 4 of these characters, I believe, because I think they're all required.
Yeah, they're all required units for that. And then the physical Super Saiyan Future Gohan is the only one you can select as a special friend.
Yep, as a friend. So let's see here. So these 4, okay. So if you haven't done your Prime Battle yet, you're gonna want to do your Prime Battle because you can use Cell on here. This Cell I think is farmable.
Is that
the tech one? No.
Wait, where is that Cell from?
No.
He's a summonable.
Oh yeah.
No, he's just
summonable.
You can actually get him from the friend summon if you're lucky enough.
Yeah. I actually have him awakened.
Let's see here.
I was a dumb Dokkan player back then. I didn't know. He was like my first UR. I was like, I was so happy.
But yeah, it looks like it's mostly free-to-play units except for a couple of summonable like SRs and things with this Trunks. These 2 Trunkses are just normal summon, like unfeatured banner units or whatever. Yeah.
Buff Trunks.
With the full power Trunks.
Yeah. So it's not as free-to-play friendly, it looks like, as the other one. But with these 4, I think you'll be fine. And the Cell.
The Cell lead doesn't work for anything.
Yeah.
He's an artificial life form lead, and that's not anybody.
Yeah,
There's
but
not
he can
one
just be.
artificial life form unit.
He can just be on the team though. Like I mean, your leader's probably gonna end up being like this Gohan, I think. All types.
What's that Super Saiyan Gohan gonna have? What's his leader skill?
All types, 2 key and stats 30%.
That's fine.
I'm excited for that Future Gohan, to be honest. He might not be the greatest unit. He's definitely dog, but I'm still excited to have like old units like this have some type of revamp in them to at least kind of make them feel a little bit more special into the game. Like they didn't just toss it in there, realize that it hasn't been used for years, and then still continue to do nothing about it.
Exactly. Yeah. The fact that they go back and they revisit these things shows that they care about the longevity of the game.
Yeah, and I did set up for my Trunks already. I actually have my Trunks rainbowed right now.
Good deal.
Yeah, me too. I didn't even know that. I just kind of did it because I had no clue that this event was coming out.
Yeah, he actually is pretty decent.
What's his stats?
Like he's not fantastic by any stretch, but like so he becomes once he's Extreme Z awakened, he's int type key +2 stats 70%. He lowers attack and defense on super attack. His passive is defense 100%, and then attack plus 100% when facing 2 or fewer enemies, plus an additional attack plus 50% and great chance, which is 70%, of performing a critical hit when there's an androids category enemy. So he's going to be one of those units. Like he's not fantastic stat wise. He's not crazy good, but unlike the Infinite
Future Saga SBR maybe.
yeah, Future Saga SBR or Infinite Dragon Ball History against the androids, he's going to perform really well there. Any event where you have an android enemy, he's going to perform really well. He is not. This is why I wish they wouldn't have called these Extreme Z Awakenings, because I don't really feel like he was brought up to the point where he's like an EZA level character. If they would have called it like an Extreme Dokkan Awakening, and like just had it be a different classification of Awakening, I think, because like I'm really disappointed in this EZA.
When you think about it, the Goku and Vegeta exchange units, they really didn't get an insane awakening when they EZA'd either. You know, they were kind of did the same exact thing, just like slight buffs.
Right, but like the Goku gained the ability to lower attack on his super attack, which that plus his stacking defense was just crazy.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like take example like EZA Cell, for example, for like the most recent example, the Strength Cell. He only had attack plus 100%, and then they completely made him like a totally different unit now that he got his EZA. He's like insanely better. But like, does that make sense?
Right.
Like, these EZA areas don't upgrade him that much.
Maybe it's because he is an older unit that I felt like they should have done more with him. Like
a little bit too.
I expect new units not to get as much love per se.
Yeah, taking into account too, it's almost comparing a summonable unit to a free-to-play unit as well.
I mean, yeah, that's true. They are free to play.
Yeah, that is true.
They're not gonna be as insanely good as as most people would want them to be. Like,
right.
I think this unit that we've gotten that, you know, is still similar to that would probably be Prime Battle Cell as like one of the top like free-to-play units that we've ever gotten so far.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. I would definitely say that Prime Battle is one of the best free-to-play units in the game. The Prime Battle Cell. So, but yeah, so this guy, he's worth the work in my opinion. But like I said, I'm slightly disappointed in what they've done with him. I do like that they just gave him his defense though. That at least makes him viable in harder content. You can take him into Super Battle Road, and he's not going to get completely obliterated right off the get-go.
Very true. But guys, keep in mind that this is also a unit that you have to grind.
Yeah.
A lot of training equipment to awaken him.
This guy
starts SR, right?
Yep, he starts off as SR.
Yeah. He goes
okay.
hard.
So here's the thing: you need to farm up 15 or 14 copies of the card. Feed 9 of them into one, so you have one at Super Attack 10. So then you have to perform all of these awakenings 5 times. So 50, 40, 50, 50, 40. Then you get him up here, you awaken this guy, and then you can stuff them all together, and then you only have to do the 35 medals.
The event does get a boost now, though.
Oh, it does? Yeah, I forgot about that. Okay. Yeah, in the revamp.
So it does get a boost. So it's not, the grind is not as bad as it used to be.
Future Saga.
Yeah.
It gets Future Saga.
Now I start to feel like an old Dokkan player with that, because I literally just did this. It came out for the first time for me, you know, just the last time it was out, like, you know, a few months ago. And so that's when I grinded. I was like, oh yeah, man, so terrible.
Oh,
and there are several characters that do actually get their awakening from this event as well. So obviously the ones that you farm. Gohan. Tech Future Gohan, this Vegeta.
Xeno Trunks.
Yeah. The Xeno Trunks. This was one of the first AoE units, I think.
Which one?
Yeah.
Xeno Trunks?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And Majin Vegeta's just like, hey pal, I'm here.
When Xeno Trunks first came out, people were pulling for him like crazy.
Yep, because he did damage to all enemies, and he was all types hit point and attack 30%, which all types leads were very, very rare in the early days of Dokkan.
Yeah.
And getting a key boost in your leader skill was even more rare. But yeah, you guys can definitely invest some time into this event when it comes out. You're going to have to, at least, to get the free-to-play units out of here if you want to do the Extreme Z area.
Yep.
We're also going to get the Extreme Z battle for Super Saiyan God Goku during this event as well.
Oh, the agile one.
Yep. So you're gonna get your orbs, you're gonna get your kais, you're gonna get your stones, you're gonna get your metals, all that fun stuff.
Yep.
Yeah,
He
he's only
is
SSD,
weak.
He's not Kaioken.
Well, he's technically Kaioken. It's just not in his name.
Yeah, it's not his name.
I mean, his card art is Kaioken. Let's be real here.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's true. His
He should
card
be
art is
Kaioken.
but-
I'm glad that he's not though, because that means you can run him with Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku.
Exactly, and he's one of the best linking partners for that card.
Yep.
Yep.
So Universe
Yeah, there's
6
only like
is actually a really good category for him to, since it's led by an extreme tech unit, it's going to have quite a bit of bonus against Goku here.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
also Kale and Caulifla, if you have them, are just going to make a mockery of this guy.
yes.
So, like they do most anything else related to Pure Saiyans or Universe Survival Saga.
Honestly, what's really going to be cool is that you could run that, and then if you have a Rainbow Tech Kaba, like both him and his
He's
are
gonna
gonna
destroy.
do massive damage.
Oh yeah.
Everybody sleeps on the Tech Kaba free to play. I tell people not to. That
I
card,
rainbowed
in
mine.
my opinion, is so.
I don't have orbs invested, but he's all past unlock Super Attack 10.
Mhm.
He is definitely worth it.
Yeah, no, he's worth the investment, 100%.
So this EZA here is actually really solid. It's not like, oh my god, super crazy. It's solid. So he becomes agility type lead, key 3 of 120%. So I feel like that's a good
Yep.
leader skill since you're not segregating super and extreme. You'll be able to make some mixed teams.
Mm-hmm.
Then he greatly raises his attack permanently by 50% every time he super attacks. Sure, you sacrifice the 5% health, but who cares about that? He's all about the damage. Attacking
I'm
With
gonna-
teams nowadays too, it's a lot harder. Like you can risk like that little
Think so.
5%, especially with how good teams have been in recent like months.
right. So, his passive skill attack and defense 59% plus an additional attack and defense plus 59% for 10 turns from the start of turn. Attack plus 59% and performs a critical hit after the 9th turn from the start of battle once only. It's a complicated passive.
Hmm.
What do you guys think about it?
I don't know. It's weird. It just seems like, why are you making it so weird? What's the point?
Right. Like the 9 turns thing is kind of weird too because like it's different. So it's 9 turns from the start of battle instead of his other part, which is 10 turns from the start of turn. So this first part here, the additional 59% for 10 turns from the start of turn, doesn't activate until the very first turn he's on the board. Meanwhile, this part of his passive, the attack plus 59% and perform the critical hit after the 9th turn from the start of battle, is literally the 9th turn from when you start. So if he's on rotation 3, like if he's in the slot 7, he doesn't come up until the 3rd rotation. You have 6 turns left until he gets this right here. And I don't know, it's kind of weird. Just
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could push him off rotation again until he comes back. And then
I mean, it's anytime after the
I don't
9th
know.
turn, so you can keep him on or off rotation as much as you want.
Yeah.
But
And he's still gonna get it. But...
yeah, it's weird just the way that it's set up, how these two things work independently of each other.
I think he's going to be a lot like I guess like global opinion will be for him. It'll be a lot like Intellect Black, because not a lot of people like Intellect Black because of his turn restriction to transform.
See, I don't.
Because it's 6 turns.
Yeah, that's true.
You know.
I mean, yeah, how often are you actually going to see him build up, to the point where you're going to get this ninth turn?
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, unless you take him into Legendary Goku, you're guaranteed there
Yeah.
to get it.
It's definitely gonna have to be an extremely long event for you to run on.
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
gonna
I
have
mean,
to
if you-
be an Infinite History or a Legendary
Yeah,
Goku.
because I mean, these normal Dokkan events, even events like that are really long, like transforming Goku and Vegeta or something, they're super easy. Like even
Mhm.
Piccolo, I mean, he smashes you, but he's still really easy. And Strength Goku, he hits super hard, but I mean, it's only like three transformations. Then there you go, you're done.
Right.
So I mean,
But I mean, really,
Cooler would be the longest one, bro.
my favorite aspect of this character is his link set.
Yeah, I mean,
like his
again,
link.
Linky Partner. Yeah.
prep for battle, over in a flash, and shocking speed. You can literally put him on any super team and he will link with anybody.
Literally any team. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's there. He
Because those are the 3 link
boom.
skills.
Those are the 3 major ones. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you can run him. That's the biggest issue with having, you know, Kaioken Goku on the team because of his key links are so specific.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can only pair him with certain people, like Evolution Vegeta.
But
Something
then,
like
as far as his stats go, like when he rainbows out, maxed out, his stats are solid. I mean,
Yeah.
16,000 hit points, 17,000 attack, and 11,500 defense. Those are all pretty solid numbers. They're not top like upper echelon numbers, but they're good for an EZA. Like I said, this
Yeah.
guy is solid all the way around. There's nothing particularly oh my god about him, but everything about him other than his passive skill, which is kind of weird, is just
Yeah.
solid.
Yeah, and it's cool because he's been out for a minute, this
Mhm.
unit. Like, I don't have him, but I know he's been around for a while. So a lot of people are probably going to have him, or maybe even have him with dupes and stuff.
I
So
have
it's
him-
good.
I think I have him with one cop or no dupes. I have him with no dupes.
I have him honestly like rainbowed, and I'm ready for this
Just
EZA to
wreck.
come out to
I
actually
think I'm
Yeah.
there as well with
make
you.
him useful.
It's like just give me it now.
Well, like,
Yep.
it's one of those things where, like, again, like, his passive is a little weird, but the fact that his leader skill gives him the 120 makes him great for, Battlefield. Like,
Yeah.
he's gonna be that sub lead that you're gonna need. You know, even though we have so many different type leads, but at the same time, like, he's a good substitute if you don't have, like the super class leads, or you don't somehow, some way have SSJ for Vegeta.
And even if you don't, with a lot of the EZAs that are coming out now too, with the fact that they all tend to become just average type leaders, or all types, whether they're super extreme, definitely is, a good change of pace when you're looking for sub leaders.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
I
he's
feel like
gonna hit
that's-
like a fucking tank.
Yeah, and I kind of feel like that's been like sort of the purpose of EZAs too, is the fact that you can go back and do things like Ultimate Clash or Battlefield specifically. Like they kind of have more of a unique purpose there, in comparison to also being like on the proper category teams that you run them on. Like obviously you take them for normal Dokkan events, you obviously take them on category teams, but I feel like I feel like you don't really understand, like not you guys obviously, but like some people just will never understand just how good they are unless they take them into things like Boss Rush, Ultimate Clash, Legendary Goku event, things like that. Because they really do start to show their true colors after being EZA'd.
Exactly. I agree.
EZA is probably the best thing that's happened to the game.
Yeah, I absolutely love it,
Mhm.
man. I really do think that it definitely has changed it's changed the way the game is definitely, panned out from where it started. And they definitely
Yep.
did a lot of good with it too.
Agreed.
Yeah, and some of my favorite units, like before I even knew they had EZAs, some of my favorite units have EZAs. And it's
Yeah, it's always cool when you got a unit that you like and then they just make it better. Speaking of units that I like that they're making better,
Oh yeah. Let's
This-
go with this. dude.
this is
Let's
this is
go.
coming on Sunday, guys.
This is it. This is the news we've all been waiting
I'm
for.
so
right?
happy.
This is coming on Sunday.
Oh,
So
man.
I
um,
have content.
get your Ginyu Force. Your Ginyu Force will make this easier. Or you can just go through and run monotypes, which is
And they
probably
do
what I'm gonna
rotate
end up doing.
weekly.
Why
too.
Ginyu Force? That's
So-
so weird.
It's probably to make it free to play friendly.
So you don't get every single unit when you do it?
You do.
Every single
So
medal?
this is how this works. So you go through and it changes your enemy every couple of levels. So you end up fighting all 7 of the units that get their EZA. If you complete all 30 stages, you get 30 Dragon Stones, 1,550 small, 1,000 medium, and 100 large of every color. And then you get
Wow.
all of the medals you need to awaken all of the units. You also get 2 of all of the Kais, except for physical, you get 3 of those.
Which is also really good, even
So-
so.
Yeah, no, I wish we
Yeah.
got more Kais, but I mean, they could give me 1,000 Kais, and I'd be like, I wish we got more Kais.
Yeah.
So, obviously, you guys can take the Ginyu Force if you want to. My suggestion to make it easier is probably just to run mono teams. Let's see what the description thing here says. So we start off with attack reduction against super agility, then super agility, super tech, then super agility, super tech, and super int with super strength. All super types. So you basically just want to run an extreme mono teams of each color if that's if you're having problems using the Ginyu Force. But if they put the Ginyu Force in here as like their suggested weakness, this is going to be easy enough for the Ginyu Force to do.
Yep.
That's true. That is true.
So keep that in mind. This isn't going to be some super difficult easy A. The actual individual units themselves, probably
Fire.
be easier if I do this.
All of them.
You really don't see a group of units like this. Like, I don't know. I really like what they did with these. Especially since it's one event to awaken all of them.
Yeah.
Like, this Vegeta, he's not like... None of them, I would say, are, oh my god, so good, except for maybe Physical Goku. Maybe.
I mean, Int Cooler already smashes.
Yeah,
Right.
I was gonna say that too.
The
Like,
Ink Cooler,
Ink
let's-
Cooler and 13 are definitely units that
Int
for a
Cooler is a
while have at least
phenomenal
kept
support
some
unit.
type of...
He's just
100%.
absolutely phenomenal support unit. And he was a good support unit before he got the awakening. He goes from good to freaking phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
You know? And the thing is, he gives all allies, regardless of class, 30% attack. So you could put him on a mixed team. He's not providing key or defense to them, but he is providing extra attack to them. And then extreme ones get the key 3 and the defense 40%, which is just, love that defense.
Yep. Plus, really all he needed was that additional attack and defense at the beginning.
Yeah, that's all he
To
needed
make
to
him
protect
really
himself.
push
So
him over. Yeah.
it makes him viable on so many different modes.
Oh yeah.
This Vegeta's okay. Supreme damage, I mean, it's neither here nor there. But he does raise his attack and defense by 30% for 6 turns, so if you hold him, you can stack his attack and defense a little bit. He's got that attack and defense plus 90% at the start of the turn, and then defense plus 15% with each attack received up to 60%. So he's going to tank pretty well for you in the long run.
Yeah, he's okay. He's good.
So,
and he's a Super Saiyan 2, right?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Super Saiyan 2.
Oops. I think so. Yeah, Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta.
Yeah.
His
Oh boy, Shenron.
Shenron went from, okay, yeah, he's on Shadow Dragons to, okay, you need to put him on Shadow Dragons and let's go rock this. You know, it was like,
they did something with him.
exactly. They took a unit that was on a team because it had a limited roster, and he's there because he's there, and made him somebody you actually want to put on the team.
Yep.
Oh yeah, he's good now.
Yeah. I mean, key 3 attack and defense plus 90%. Shadow Dragon Saga category allies attack and defense plus 30%. He doesn't need to give key,
but still.
But who needs it? They're all GT. They all link through GT.
They all link, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the type of crazy stuff that I like. Like we were talking earlier, Pappy Gal's links with, Battlefield Divas. Universal Survival Saga links with Tournament of Power. You know, these categories that are built around making sure all of their units have a key link. I really enjoy playing them. You know, like the feel of playing those types of categories, because there's nothing worse, even when you know you can one-shot it by not super attacking, there's nothing worse than not getting a super attack.
Yeah.
It's like I have failed in Dokkan life because I didn't get a super attack. What do you mean I'm one key away? You know, so... And he raises attack for 6 turns, so he'll actually end up putting out some decent damage, especially since it's a 50% boost.
Yeah.
This right here is the real weakness. He's only got one category. I don't know what else we'd put him on, but
which is unfortunate. But I mean, what else would you put him in? You know,
target Goku. I guess not really him. Maybe Ice Shenron would be target Goku.
Or no,
I don't know. He kind of
Worthy rival.
All the Shenrons are kind of weird.
Yeah.
I would almost put him in worthy rivals because like he had like a mutual respect thing with Goku during their fight.
True.
I don't know.
But even-
I could probably headcanon 900 different ways to put them into categories.
They need to make a GT category.
Let's put it like this.
I
is he
agree.
really a worthy rival if he
Category
just was only in for like 2-3 episodes?
This is true. I would. It's not the strongest argument in the world. I'll give you that. So, free to play Android 13. This guy sucks to farm, but eventually,
Yeah.
hopefully here in the next week, they're gonna make it a lot easier to farm him. And they're also gonna put 4 copies of him in the Baba shop that you can buy already awakened. Because if you guys don't know how this guy works, you farm him in quest mode, area 14, level 8 on normal or hard. Then you have to go farm 20 of each of these medals, which currently on global, they are not guaranteed drops and they only drop one at a time when they do drop. Keep that in mind. So this is another one of those things. You farm up 10 copies of this guy to make him super attack 10. You farm up 4 more copies. You have to farm 5 of all of these sets of medals. 100 of each of these medals. Not a guaranteed drop. Not a good drop chance. And only drops one at a time. This is how this works on global right now. Okay.
Yeah, that's rough.
They are changing that because the way it works on JP right now, since they've gotten the update, is it's like a guaranteed drop and you get multiples of them. So it becomes
So
a
when's
lot
that happen?
better.
When's
Should be when we get the Gohan stuff. So I would say by the time the EZA goes live on Sunday, we'll have it. I'm not 100% on that, but that's my guess.
Okay. That's good, at least.
But also they're putting, so like I said, you farm him up at SR, but they're also putting 4 copies of this version of him, the SSR version, in the Baba shop for like 100. Yeah, right here. Can be purchased 4 times for 100 incredible gems. As the
incredible gems each.
Yeah, 100 incredible gems each. So 400 incredible gems
Okay.
get you 4 copies of this guy. So really, if you wanted to, you could just farm up 1 copy of this guy, or the 10 copies of this guy, because of super attack, 1 set of the medals, and then use your gems to get your 4 paths unlocked.
That's exactly how I would recommend people do it too.
I've already farmed it the hard way up to Rainbow, so whatever.
Yeah, but for like you said, like for this with the new the revamp on this as well, it's definitely easier to just do that.
Right. I also
Definitely have
started my
things.
Dokkan account after I had leg surgery and was literally no lifing, just laying on a couch playing Dokkan for 13 hours a day. So I found stuff to do.
Sure.
So is the Intellect 13 getting an EZA as well?
Yeah, Intellect
Yes.
is getting his. Where did he go? He's right here. He I don't know. I guess no 13 has impressed me in the game so far, but this one's not bad. He's an orb changer as far as he changes tech to rainbow. And then he gets additional 2 key for every rainbow sphere he picks up. So he's good in helping himself get his super attacks, but when you look at what teams he's on, he really doesn't need the help. Because he's on movie bosses, androids, artificial life forms. I don't know about Target Goku's because I haven't played it, but most of these categories have no issues with key already to begin with. So his passive is nice, but it doesn't really do a whole lot for me personally.
I will say this, if you scroll down, his base defense stat is insane. Like when you have him maxed
11K?
out rainbow at 13K.
13, okay.
Almost 13,500.
Yeah, for
That's
just
pretty good.
for rainbow. For
Yeah.
rainbow, mind you, but even then, without the rainbow, 10K on
Mhm.
a level 140 EZA. Is
Yeah, no doubt.
pretty
That's
decent.
Good.
that's like LR level defense stat right
It
there.
is.
Yeah, he's gonna look at the attackers and just be like, "Come at me, bro."
So yeah, he'll make a great tank, especially if you have him on an androids category team, because he gets that attack and defense plus 13% per androids category ally, and there's no limit on that, so he can get that up to 7 times.
That dude's not gonna take any damage.
So yeah, you're looking at, what would that be, 91, 92, something like that percent? I don't know. Math is hard.
You're wanting a 7. If you're looking at 7 in total,
20, so 91.
52 for 4, and then yeah, about that.
It's not bad.
91, yeah. Okay, good. I had to use a calculator, but I wanted to be sure that I wasn't sounding completely stupid.
And the 13 that comes out later, you know, the
The
second one.
agility one.
Yeah, he's base form 13 right now, fusing.
Hmm.
So you could farm as SA.
Let's find out. Hold on one second.
SA.
If I could type, not Amdroid, Android. There we go.
Android. I'm looking for my Android.
Yeah, he's just regular 13, so you could farm.
There you go.
Does it say it? Yep, it even says it right here. You can use this 13 to farm his super attack. It'd be kind of a pain in the butt because you're going to have to awaken him, and then it's only a 50% chance,
yeah,
but
I'm
it's
just-
better than nothing.
Yeah, I mean,
True.
farmable units for you know.
Yep.
Exclusive unit like that's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
I think we need
And
to
technically, you
distinguish
can use this Android 13 to farm all of the Android 13 since he actually goes and awakens into all of the other Android 13, their fusion
Yeah.
version. But God bless you if that's what you do because you're more insane than I am.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think we need to distinguish. There's two different Android 13s base form. Just saying. Android 13 with trucker hat deserves his own card.
I agree.
Right.
Where's my trucker hat?
Where's my trucker hat?
Right. And then let's see here. Who else haven't we covered yet?
Goku, I don't think. Goku
Oh,
and,
Boo. We got Boo.
Oh yeah, dude, Boo.
This Boo actually becomes
Bro.
okay. Like really. Like
Dude, are you so good?
attack and defense 90%. All enemies
So
attack and
good.
defense minus 20%. Lost additional super attack and high chance. What's the high chance? 50%
high
chance
chance-
to evade.
yeah.
Okay, no, yeah, that's really good.
High chance to evade. Well, okay, this is against Majin.
Right.
Keep that in mind. But dude, Majin Buu SBR, get out of here.
No doubt. Yeah. Majin Buu SBR is like my least favorite one to run because it's such a crappy category. Like,
is.
Like the
It is.
leader, we need a new Majin Buu Saga leader.
Well, I mean, Dabura coming out. He's a Majin Buu lead.
Oh, okay. Like, but is he like a legitimate one or is he like a sub?
No, he's a
lead?
120. He's a 120 lead.
No,
I'd-
we
I'd
need
take
we need a
120,
new
that's fine.
70.
Okay, so this is what I've been doing. All right, I almost beat the Majin Buu SBR right now with a full Majin Buu team
Mhm.
because I was using, you know, Go Tinks, you know, Boo,
Right.
Boo Tinks. He's got the seal. I got AOE and stun with the Fat Boo. Got this guy, but he wasn't even easy aid. He's still hitting for almost 1 million every single. Like he's just smashing people. So now with his easy A, he's gonna be absolutely insane. Chance to evade. Get out of here. Additional supers, bro.
Well, I think what we really need is like a meta, like a 130, 150, 170 lead for Majin Buu Saga that's extreme type. Because like
Well, yeah, I was using Transformers.
because there's like the only leader that we really have right now. I mean, once we get Deborah, we'll have the 120% for sure, but we don't have like a meta capable leader of just taking an extreme Majin Buu Saga team anywhere.
Yeah,
And how are you gonna have Majin Buu Saga and not have a Majin Buu leader for the Majin Buu Saga?
Exactly. Well, a lot of people, myself included, really want an LR Kid Boo that's a Majin
Sure.
Buu lead.
yeah. I
Either an
guess.
LR Kid Buu or just a new Kid Buu. We need something. And I think that might be coming sooner. rather
All right,
than
we have transforming Goku, we have transforming Vegeta, we have transforming Frieza. Why don't we have a transforming Buu? Like, I mean, I know we have like the one that does like the if your health is whatever, but like no, like a stages of Buu. Starts off as Fat Buu, the next time he shows up, he's like gray angry Buu. The next time he shows up, he's Super Buu. You know, like that, like what they did with Goku, Frieza.
I think
and
that's complicated
Vegeta.
because that Boo isn't the same Boo.
Yeah.
Like Fat Boo is a different Boo than Evil Strength Boo.
right, but
But they're separate people.
in the animation, like, okay, so maybe he starts off as Fat Boo, and then you do an exchange, and you get Gray Boo.
Oh.
exchange then transformation after that.
Yeah,
That would
maybe
be
something
okay,
like that. I don't know.
That
There's a way
would
that
be
it
a sick
could
thing to
work.
do.
Is what
That'd
I'm
be-
saying.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
something
we
that
need an
after so
actual
many
Majin
turns
Buu
changes,
to
like,
lead the
class.
Majin Buu saga.
Honestly, that'd be so cool because you could choose when to start doing the transformations with the revert skill. Like if it has a
Uh-huh.
build up for defense and shit. Oh my god.
Wouldn't that
That'd
be
be cool.
sweet?
Just imagine that.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. But yeah, like this one's really good. I think he'll do really well on your Majin Buu team.
Yeah, I love him. Like I use him right now. I love him. I can't say it enough how much I do not like.
Nice.
He's fantastic.
Next one that's coming. This one, I think most people think this is the best of this set of EZA units. The Goku.
Fizz Goku. Yeah.
He's got that chance to stun, 70% chance
yeah.
to stun for 2 turns.
High chance.
He's got Ki +2 attack and defense plus 80%, high chance to perform critical hit when hit points are 50% or above. And then Ki +3 attack and defense 100%, a great chance, which great chance is 70, high chance in this situation is 50. Yep. To perform a critical hit when hit points are 50 or 49% or below. So he's going to be doing something for you no matter where your health is at. I really like that. He's got a good link set.
And his stats are amazing.
Ridiculous, yeah.
18,000 HP.
Ooh, yeah, wow, that's really good.
15.5, isn't it? Yeah, 15.5 attack and freaking 10k in defense.
Now we just need
He's
Tech
a
Vegeta's
category
EZA.
level, or not category, sorry. He's a monotype leader, like EZA, but without the monotyping. Leader skill.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I
it's
think
like so much easier.
I think this is going to be good. This is going to give people stuff to do for a day. A couple hours, an hour maybe, hour and a half. But then it's going to give you guys a lot of like stuff. It's going to give us all a lot of stuff to do. We're going to have a lot of other teams we're going to be able to make with this many new units, like new upgraded units.
Yep.
I will say that oh, go on.
Yeah. No, go ahead. Go ahead, Trevor. You're good.
Okay. Oh, well, I was gonna say that keep in mind of the extreme amount of Zinni you will need.
Oh yeah. What is it like?
I mean, it's 12 million at max. So it's 12, 9, 6, 3, something like that.
Wow, I overprepared.
For every single unit.
Yeah, I'm somewhere near a $500 million, so I'm okay.
So
I don't have it. I have nothing. I have like 200,000, 300,000.
I farmed the crap out of the Extreme Z battles, so
Yeah, I need to do that, but yeah.
In total, how much Zenny is it for each one?
I think it's 12 million Zenny per.
Well, it's 12 million at the last transformation.
Or-
9 million before that, 6 million before that, 3 million before that.
So
Okay,
3, 6, 9, 12, so 12, 24, so 30 million Zenny each.
Yeah, I'm
So
gonna go,
it's
I'm
2 bronze, 2 silver, a gold, and a rainbow.
So we're
So it's
looking
5
at
total. I think it's like
210
one's-
million.
something
Yeah,
like
I
that.
got 250 million.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
for
at
one
like
unit.
no 210 million for all 7.
Oh, okay.
So
Jeez.
as long as you have over 210 million, you're fine. Like I said, I'm sitting at a $500 million, so
Oh man.
Yeah, I farmed a crap ton of Hercule statues in the events before Christmas,
Mhm.
so I'm happy I did.
I'm
I'll
just
take it
hoping.
again.
I just hope I get something.
We need a Zenny story event to come back out.
Yes.
okay, guys. So then this was just announced yesterday.
Mhm.
We are getting the legendary challenge campaign for LRVB.
So what does this entail? I'm not
This-
entirely privy on this.
So like, what does the event entail, or what does getting LRVB entail?
Yeah, the event because
Okay, so it works just like any other legendary campaign. Is if you have the unit at LR, just could be super attack 1, it doesn't matter. If you have the unit at LR before this goes live on Sunday night, you will get a bonus 10 gems or 10 dragon stones, 3 elder kai, and the 2 hourglasses that nobody cares about.
So you'll get that on top of the rewards you already get for
yeah,
it? Or?
And then pull up LRVB here. Hold on just a second.
yeah.
So that's where I'm like, this LR campaign came out, and it's so weird because I was questioning myself as soon as I saw it, like, how is this gonna work?
That's exactly where
Unless
I'm at. Ty.
Unless they're gonna, my only thing is that they might boost to where like you get incredible gems, and then you could use those incredible gems to get the Tara medals. But even then, like, I would just use the incredible gems boost to get everything else because I already.
Yeah,
like
That
it.
was
That's
really
what I
weird. My
too.
headset just shut off.
Yeah, I don't know what you're supposed to do to get, because I mean, to get the Batara medals, those aren't, you don't farm those. I mean,
Yeah.
like, they just give them to you, like when you do the requirements. You know what I mean? They can't,
Mm.
they wouldn't give you double that. You know,
Okay, so LRVB. Sorry, my headset shut off in the middle of all that.
you're good.
Do we see?
Because he just awakens through quest mode,
Mhm.
basically.
Right, it's the Supreme Kai trials. Can I just look those up? Yes. All right, so this is how you get him. I should have found the information for it, but I don't remember what the rest of the rewards are for getting him all the way up.
Yeah, because I don't even think JP got it. JP hasn't gotten this either.
Yes, JP's gotten this.
Oh, they have. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to know. I definitely want to know what they got, or like what did they have to do.
Let's go.
Because this threw me for a loop as soon as I was like, what?
Yeah, the second I saw it, I was like, "What? This doesn't make any sense." Like, you did it for all the Prime battles, and I'm like, "Okay, that makes sense."
Right. JP
now,
got this a couple of months ago. Looking for it right now.
Control F. You can do Control F legendary.
Yeah. Really? Pain in my butt. Nope. It's after this. It's after this. Are they really not going to show the stupid thing in here?
Nope.
It doesn't look like it, honestly.
I didn't see anything about it.
It happened. I swear to God, it happened on JP already.
We're already up to current stuff now.
Maybe it was year 3.
No, it was really recently because it's been since I came back to the game.
I don't know, man. I haven't heard anything about it.
Yeah, I didn't.
Usually my chat would have told me some shit. They don't tell me anything, I guess.
He's looking for the
Because
legendary
they would have
challenge.
told me. They would have been like, "So Trevor, what do you feel about the LR Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" That's how this conversation works.
For people in the chat, he's looking for the legendary LR Vegito Blue campaign.
See, Levi says it didn't happen. I believe him. He
It
knows
happened in
what's
October, guys.
up. How dare you look at Google?
So,
That's cheating.
How dare you use your resources?
how dare I use the resources available to me? Yeah, it happened. It happened in because I remember there being it being in this V jump right here.
But what does it entail? That's the thing.
It's the same thing. Just have the unit, get it up, and then the big thing that for us, because yeah, it was right here at the bottom of this V jump because it was in line with this figure that came out. The biggest,
there
most
is no
important
boost.
thing is that we'll have ×4 rank XP. After this, every difficulty of story is open. You don't have to beat easy to unlock hard to unlock Z hard anymore. That's open forever. And then during the event time, we should have half stamina on all quest stages. So we will have half stamina and ×4 rank XP at the same time.
Oh my Jesus.
Yes, that's the
But you
big
farm
thing here.
incredible gems.
Yeah,
The rest
that's
of the way.
basically all I'm doing for this farming incredible gem.
Yep.
I mean, I need
Stage
ultimate
stage
class mode for
24/8
all
or
these things,
24/7. That's all I'm going to be doing. Those ones are great. Let's see here. Does it even say in here? You have to have him recruited before 11 o'clock Pacific time on Sunday in order to get the bonus rewards.
So
how
you have to
many
have
guys
special
do you
attack
RBB.
20 to get the rewards.
To
No.
get like 7 Kais?
Well, I mean, to get all of the rewards eventually, yes, you'll have to get. Where are the
Because mine's only
rewards?
10. I haven't 20 them.
You get like, I think it's originally.
Hey, they actually had it.
7.
Just took me forever to find it. Okay. So if you recruit him before the legendary campaign begins, you get the 10 stones, the 3 Kais, and the 2 hourglasses that nobody cares about. As long as you have him at LR, you will get 20. If you get him up to 20 super attack, you get 7 Kais back, so that plus the 3 is 10. And then if you get him to 100%, you get all your orbs back, basically.
Well, I got him at 100%.
Yep.
Let's go.
So I'm ready for that influx of extra orbs and Kais and stones. Bring it on. But yeah, this is coming Sunday night. So those changes that we talked about between the EZAs, bringing in the extra farming stuff and all that jazz, all that's going to come. So right now is the best time if you haven't completed this. If you're not going to complete it before, this is going to be the best time to actually do this campaign. It's also going to be your best time to farm Android 13 if you haven't done that yet, because you're going to have half stamina on those stages as well.
Mm-hmm. Also, I still recommend, even if you don't have Vegito, you might as well start it now before the campaign. Just me personally, as a precaution, if you're not a consistent player.
Mm-hmm. Just get it in your head and work it into your routine. Yeah. Just do a little bit every day.
Like, in all honesty, like the campaign or doing that one is not that bad.
No, it's really not. The worst part about it is, like, I think doing the ones where like you have to have a team cost under like 70. That one sucks. And then if you're a newer player, doing the ones that require you to have all characters of like Fierce Battle.
Yeah, which I mean, most summonable units have Fierce Battle.
But if you're a newer player trying to get it done now, it might be hard to do if you don't have the Fierce Battle units. But they are putting extra of the earrings, the Patara Metal, Awakening Metal, into the Baba shop. So those of us who have already done this and have collected our extra Vegito that you can get through this, you can actually get him up to TUR now.
Nice.
So.
Which I'll be doing, so.
Me too.
That's pretty pimp.
That's the big thing there. Like I said, the really big thing is that we're getting ×4 rank XP and half stamina at the same time. It's going to be ridiculous. Coming up after the Gohan, we're not going to get too in-depth on this because we'll cover it in-depth as we get closer to it. But we know that coming up after Gohan, we're most likely looking at Cooler or Android 13. I'm not going to bring up Android 13's banner because literally who gives a crap about Android 13?
I mean,
like there's zero hype behind that banner. The only reason people are hyped to know that banner is coming is because they know the double rates Spirit Bomb Goku is coming immediately after that. So,
I mean, to be fair, his animation's pretty fun.
Yeah, no, it's good. Like, I still think this Cooler has the best attack animation in the game.
Yep.
I really do.
Yep. Best transformation too.
Yep.
Guaranteed. Yeah.
This is another banner where I think it's going to change, especially since we just had Goku with Piccolo. So I think this banner is going to change as well. So just looking at these two units, which are the only thing we know for sure is going to be on here, Cooler's easily one of the best units in the game. Easily one of the best units in the game.
Yep.
And Thouser's a good unfeatured unit. Like, you can't argue it. He's good. Like, he awakens into like the Cooler Armor Squadron or something like that. Yeah.
Yep.
Is he on Joined Forces? Yep, he's on Joined Forces. So
yep.
My cat's gonna get into trouble. Why are you trying to open cupboards, dude?
I'm more excited about his category. Conquest of Terror.
Conquest of Terror, yeah. Conquest of Terror is a really good category. It's got quite a bit of stuff you can play with. Obviously, it's all extreme units because heroes don't. What? I'm all like, heroes don't do that. But then here we got some super units. But that's technically bad guy Vegeta. 1 second, I need to go get a cat off a counter.
And now for a brief intermission.
Alright, I got him down.
Oh, what's up? Oh, cat.
My cat was getting on the counters. I'll let them go anywhere but on food preparation areas. They don't go, nope, get off that.
You're down all the way to normal.
All right, so yeah, this category is really good. Cooler is probably the most exciting TUR coming out between now and when the anniversary hits global, in my opinion. I mean, just what he does. Again, he's one of those leaders that supports his team.
Yep.
You know, so he's got his attack and defense plus 100, which makes him a solid attacker and a pretty decent defender. He gives transformation boost category allies key 2 attack and defense 30% when facing only one enemy. Conquest of terror category allies key plus 2 attack and defense 50% when facing 2 or more enemies.
Yep.
I mean, it's a good group to mix.
Yep.
And then when he transforms, he stops being a support unit and just basically becomes a monster.
Yep. Just destroy your whole life.
Permanently raises his attack by 30% every time he supers. He lowers defense, which we know we don't really care about lowering defense. He has 180% attack and defense with a key plus 3. Launches an additional attack that has a 25% chance of becoming a super attack. And he performs a critical hit if there's a pure Saiyan or hybrid Saiyans category enemy, which is 75% of the game.
Yep.
75% of the events that you go through will have at least one pure Saiyan or one hybrid Saiyan in it. This dude's just
LR
phenomenal.
Baby's on this category, right?
Yeah, on Conquest of Terror. Yep.
Jesus.
I believe he's on Transformation Boost as well.
Oh, he is, yeah.
Yeah, so he's covered under both sides of that leader skill.
Man, that's insane.
I mean,
I don't have him, but oh man.
yeah, if you, I have LR Baby, and if you're facing pure Saiyan and hybrid Saiyan, he is an absolute beast.
Oh yeah.
That double attack raising passive that he has when facing both. Yeah, let's make a Saiyan killing squad. We'll lead with Cooler. LR Baby's on there. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And let's not forget about the tech free-to-play cooler as well coming out with him.
Oh, there's a tech one coming out with him? We'll cover that when
Yeah.
we're closer to his
Yeah,
banner.
when he comes out, yeah.
Yep.
He's pretty good.
We are going to get another Extreme Z area coming out with Cooler. And the only reason I'm bringing this up is to show you guys kind of what units you should be farming now. In fact, let's, as a public service, we'll throw the link to this one in here.
Oh yeah, Trollhorn, look at that.
So they actually have been building onto this one. It started off with only like 3 stages, and then since then they've added more, I think. But your pool of units doesn't change. So in these 8 stages, these 8 different units that you can awaken, the pool never changes, and it's a bit bigger of a pool of units than the last couple ones we looked at. The
Did I
real
see
rub
physical
here.
Hachiyak down there?
Yep. Physical Hachiyak and the Agility Whis are required to be on your team.
Yes.
Physical Hachiyak sucks.
Yes.
Agility Whis is not terrible. Stat-wise, he completely blows, but he can stun. He has a chance of stunning, 25% chance. And then he's another one of those, if you drop below 30%, he'll heal you to full once only. Actually, oh no, it does say once only. Only once. But he does fit in. He does have shocking speed as a link skill, which is a good link skill to have. It puts him in well with Beerus, which Connoisseur is also a good one to have with Beerus.
Yeah.
Hachiyak literally does nothing.
Literally nothing. Yeah.
He
He
causes
heals you when
extreme
you
damage
get
to the
final
enemy,
blow.
and if you deliver the final blow, you get to recover 40% hit points. If you deliver the final blow, the fight's over. What do the hit points freaking matter?
Yep.
You know?
I've always thought that ever since the Wuhan.
I mean, I get it like on like when there's, let's take the Cell event for example, where you fight the Cell Juniors. If he happens to kill one of the Cell Juniors and it doesn't
Cell
end the
Junior,
fight, you still gain the health, but it's still
What are the-
a very worthless passive skill.
Yeah.
But these two are required to be on your team, so have fun with that.
He needs an awakening, that's for sure.
He does. Hopefully they'll give him one through some event. I don't know. We need to actually. It bugs the crap out of me that we have Hachiyak as a playable unit in the game, but we don't have a Garlic Junior or a Dr. Wheelo.
Yep.
Thank you. Honestly, I have been stressing to people like they need to make a Garlic Junior card.
Like-
Out of all this time, why has that not been made?
Because nobody cares about it. It's not going to make anybody money.
So I can make any money. Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, that's
Hatchet doesn't make money
that's
either.
the Hachiak isn't. Hachiak's a free to play character. I want them like back when they were talking about maybe, the rumors were flying around during the 4-year or the 350 million download where they were talking about maybe we'll get a new friend summon unit. I seriously want Garlic Jr. as a friend summon unit. He starts off as little tiny Garlic Jr. with like his hood up or whatever. And then he awakens and he has his hood off. He's still named Garlic Jr. And then he awakens to TUR and he's like the big buff Garlic Jr., right? With a different name. And then when he awakens to LR, he's Garlic Jr. and the Spice Boys. I mean, seriously, to me, it makes perfect sense as a friend unit.
So real quick, taking a step back on these EZA units. What are the units?
The actual units that get them,
Yeah.
so they're all like these. This Goku, I think, is the. No, this isn't the one that. I thought this was the one that had the Dragon Balls. So
Oh, Fizz Piccolo.
the very first, like what is it called? The Summon Sprint banner. Like
Yeah.
those units are awakening, the ones that you can get from that, and then a lot of these other units are just old units.
Yeah.
And just
Pro
old
on,
old
Piccolo.
nothing units.
Tutorial
Um,
Goku and Vegeta.
Are they still nothing? Or are they good now?
I actually haven't even looked at them. Let's see here. Let's look at this this Vegeta. So this Vegeta went from Tech Inch Strength,
Oh,
Attack and Defense 30% to All Types Key 3 and Stats 40%. I'd say that's a pretty big one. He becomes an infinite defense stacker when he didn't do crap before. And look, he actually has a passive skill. So yeah, I'm going to say they'll actually become usable.
Let's see,
I mean,
keep
like
this
I said,
one.
I'm just giving most of this just a quick cursory glance because we'll cover it all super in depth when it comes up closer. Mostly what I wanted to do here was just kind of have a PSA about
that it's happening.
that it's happening and that
Yeah.
you're extremely limited on your units again. Not as bad as the other ones, but this is the big thing right here. Be aware of those units. Get those units built up however you want to build them up. But it looks like it's mostly just units that get their medals from the weekend event. So,
Especially that Majub, guys. Don't forget Majub.
Majub's the king.
Majub.
Look at that. All types key plus 3. He's
Yeah,
your lead right there.
Exactly. There you go.
That's your boy.
That's your boy. None of these units are phenomenal in and of themselves.
No.
Look at this guy right here. That's pure power. Pure power right there. Ooh, so scary. But seriously, guys, like the most annoying part about the Extreme Z areas is the fact that they're limited. So knowing in advance what units you can have available or what units are going to be required is actually quite helpful. And we know that this is at least 2 celebrations away because we've got the Gohan one coming up, and if Cooler's after that, it'll probably be attached to that one. So you got time to work on these guys if you don't have them awakened or whatever, if they're just sitting in your box collecting dust. Pull out the Swiffer and get to work.
I guarantee that I probably have most of those units, and they're just chilling SSR.
Yep.
Never touched.
Same.
And that kind of brings us towards the end of what's going on here, guys. Thanks for joining us for the first episode. We're doing this every week. Next week is going to be on JMo's channel, right?
Hi. Yep.
Right? Yeah, JMo's channel. We'll have a schedule down. I promise. We're all professional here, not really. So,
Professional thing.
so I do want to take a second here, guys. There's JMo's information. Make sure you're following him on Twitch at the very least, so that way you can catch next week's episode. Trevor's information following now, and Tystra to follow after that. I am boring. I am Alec Hunter 1982 here on Twitch and on Twitter. That's the only places you guys need to follow me. I don't do the YouTube thing. But speaking of YouTube, we are going to be archiving all of these episodes that we do together on our Global Gang podcast archive. So if you guys want to join on YouTube and follow that. If in case you miss one, you can catch it the next day. I will try to make sure that episodes are always up by noon the day after they go live. So we're doing these on Tuesdays, so by noon Central Time on Wednesdays, these should be up on YouTube as well. Is all I'm saying there. I guess the last thing we have to do is just announce anything special going on. For me personally, this Saturday, February 1st, I am going to be doing a weekend ticket summon. Let's kill.
Like a mass one, right?
Yeah, I saved all of my tickets, so I'm doing them all this weekend, this Saturday.
What would you get? Ultra Shaft. I'll be there for that.
Oh yeah, I totally get ultra shafted, but I'm also going to do some Super Battle Road stuff. If I can pull Cumber before Saturday, I want to do Dragon Ball Heroes Extreme Super Battle Road. So that would be a lot of fun. You guys got any special projects coming up or any videos that you guys want to plug?
No, I've been making some dumb, stupid teams on my channel, so you can go check that down. I don't have a link for it, so just.
It's in chat already.
YouTube?
Yeah, I got your YouTube, your Twitch, and your Twitter.
Stalker.
Jesus, somebody's going off. But yeah, so yeah, I've been doing dumb team. We'll get Bloodline team video later, so that'd be cool with the EZA cooler, stuff like that.
All right.
But other than that, yeah, I got nothing going on. Unless it's special.
And what's your normal streaming schedule there, Trevor?
Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday. What time?
About 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Central Standard Time. All right. Tystra? Anything special for you, my man?
Well, later today I will be doing a special gaming community stream with my guys and gals over at United Extreme Gaming on Xbox. So we'll be doing some Halo
Swag.
Master Chief Collection. If you guys want to join in on that, it'd be fantastic. This is an open invitation for people for Xbox. You can add me on Xbox Live at TystraDaisetsu. Other than that, hopefully next week we'll be doing a giveaway stream for some Dokkan Battle accounts.
Oh, nice. And what is your normal streaming schedule?
My normal streaming schedule is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and I start around, I would say, 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
Awesome, awesome.
Sadly, this next week, I will not be streaming on Sunday, so
Okay.
once my viewers away for Sunday, you guys get.
Alrighty. And then JMO, how about you? Any special projects coming up?
No, actually, not really any special projects. The only really big project that I'm working on is obviously just still continuing to stream. For those who have been in this, podcast for the last 3 hours, definitely already know who I am. Like Alex said, pretty much I was, kind of like the one person that I felt like everybody was gonna know. And if you guys already know my schedule, it's pretty much 11 p.m. Eastern to 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or 11 a.m. excuse me, to 2 p.m. Eastern. And I'm just really looking forward to the future, honestly. I'm just looking forward to meeting more people in the community, being able to help other guys out, just enjoy streaming, every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday that I can, and literally just, being there for just my community, for other communities out there other than my own, like Tystra's, Trevor's and Alex as well. And I'm glad they're also a part of my community. That's really all that I'm looking forward to. In terms of anything else, maybe some YouTube content, but I don't really upload actively, so I'm not really having too much high hopes, and I'm not trying to give you guys any more high hopes for that as well. So I'm just going to keep that on the down low. If I make YouTube videos, that'll usually just be plugged in my Discord like normal. But other than that, yeah, I'm just looking forward to the future, man.
Alrighty. And then as for myself, guys, like I said, I got Saturday at 1 o'clock Central Standard Time doing my ticket summons and some SBRs. That's the only special thing I got going on. My normal stream time is 1 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, Tuesdays through Fridays, which we've kind of cut into my normal stream, but that's absolutely cool because I had more fun doing this, I think, than streaming Dokkan today. But we are going to wrap things up, guys. Again, remember, next week we are doing this same time at noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, on AnthonyJMo's Twitch channel.
Yep.
All right.
Awesome.
You guys
Thanks,
have a
guys.
great Tuesday. Thank you guys for showing up. Thanks to the panelists for bringing their opinions. And eventually I'll come up with a cool way to close something without sounding like I have no idea what I'm doing.
Thank you for watching the Global Game Podcast.
There you go. You guys have a great day.
One up.
You as well, man. Thank you for having us on.
Bye.
Bye, guys.